In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 943. And we're about to do something we have not already done 3 times today, or 2 times today, which is start the show. Welcome, everyone, that we have not streamed before yet today.
I'd like to welcome the Swiss Superman.
That's great. You
Flo.
came up with that.
I came up with that all on my own.
Did you?
Flo, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, Flo. And you know what? I have to unmute Flo because he was muted. I didn't know you were going to welcome him to the show. Good job.
I had to welcome him to the show.
Yeah, he is the Swiss Superman.
He's a Swiss I thought, it'd be great to call him the Swiss Superman.
Few quick announcements really quick here. All of the $25 plus patrons will be getting their access code to DP On Demand, and then on the 16th, new content will start being uploaded there. And one of those being an old school DP private show that has not been seen by most people since it was actually streamed live. So you'll want to catch that. Old episodes of the Ass Cast coming back. And some new stuff. Yesterday I recorded a movie review of one of Egghead's dad's bad movies with Jeff Holiday and Adam. So that should be interesting as well. You should sign up for DP On Demand or become a $25 patron, and I'll send you your code, which will be good until the end of the month. And then they're going to start lasting whole months. I'm just launching it halfway through this month to get you guys on board now. So for the rest of you, you'll want to be on board before the end of the month to get it next month. So do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. And that's pretty much all the announcements right now. We are having a great day.
Having a great day.
I'm having the best day ever. So much so that I'm about to start puffing on this shit right now.
Flo, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
So, let's talk about the launch real quick.
Oh, yeah. We launched Friday, and now we have like 360-ish or something totes sold. And the great thing is after we launched, we got approached by a partner, which is producing a video game for NFTs. And the great thing is it's a battle game. So we can say that Battletoads will be officially coming back.
It's if you guys want to go get a Chain Toads, the NFT Flo's been working on. They're fun little characters. Get your little internet real estate there. Buy in on the Chain Toads, and when Flo becomes a multimillionaire, you will too. If that happens,
and he can put it, in a Swiss bank account, and it won't even sound shady.
Yeah, I have like 5 of those.
Man, I need one. I need one of those.
Can you make an NFT that just represents a Swiss bank account?
I'll look into that. It's just like a screen print of a bank statements.
Yeah.
So
get the Pandora paper leaks and just throw them out.
Oh.
Chris Chan sent someone a second letter from jail. It was sent a while ago, but it only leaked about a week ago or so. I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at it. Here it is. We can read it verbatim, and I'd like Billy to read it because I don't know.
This is Jail Letter 2.
Jail Letter 2. And he wrote it to someone named Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth. This is the body of your and my soul partner, Jesus, Christine Weston Chandler.
We're gonna have so
Sonatu.
much fun together when we're together.
My soul partner, Jesus, Christine Weston Chandler Sonatu.
The way his personality and thoughts and strange views on the world have evolved since he got arrested. He is now literally. This is how he's coping with being in jail. He's literally fucking just believing he's Jesus at this point.
I want to get somebody who is in jail with Christine on the show as a guest, like just to talk.
Oh.
If someone recently got released from this prison, we have to start hounding them. Hey Kenneth, this is the body of your and my soul partner, Jesus Christine Weston Chandler Sonatu, speaking to you on her blessed behalf. I know everything, though Christine knows more from her experiences since our extended separation since September 16th, 2021. She shall return for me for the apex of our second coming. For those remaining who do not know yet.
By the way, his first coming was a prostitute.
And the second coming was his mom.
Oh!
Between
Yes.
Christine and I combined and divided, we are the real player one. The one avatar.
So
the body.
The player one, is that a reference to Ready Player One?
I mean, loose Ready Player One is a reference to the player of a video game, right?
Right.
So the one, this could be a reference to the Matrix, the player one, the one avatar.
Or the movie Ready Player One?
Could be Ready Player. It's the one, right? It's literally Neo was a Jesus archetype.
Oh, I agree.
The Ready Player One guy was a Jesus archetype. Christine is now becoming a Jesus archetype.
So do you think he'll start calling himself Aslan next?
I think it comes from that in a video game, for who is the world built? For the player one.
Yeah.
Right? You're the only one who has total control, and the world is built for you, and this fits perfectly with Christian's view of the world.
Was there Jesus references in Tron, too? Was Jeff Daniels basically Jesus?
I vaguely remember watching Tron, so I can't be for sure.
I haven't seen it.
Tron is a classic 1980s sci-fi movie, and the remake, or not the remake, but the sequel, basically it was all right.
Yeah, I didn't watch the sequel. Yeah, so Christine goes on to say, I am the one God body, and she and I are literally the full reincarnation of none other than Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself. The conclusion of the dimension merges completion includes the completion of the collective shift for the majority that are good. And those recoverable from Earth 1218 to Earth 1C21987. Is 1C211987 Christine's jail code number?
They have links, so it must be something they've talked about before. If I open these, let's see. So it has to do with different dimensions. This is the dimension we reside in. 1218. And then 1C211987 is the mashup of two dimensions. I think it's ours in another dimension.
It's literally
Artist portrayal of the diamond. Oh my god.
That's a Chris Chan drawing right
Okay,
there.
if we go up.
Yeah. This I like just the title of today's.
If we go up.
Go up?
No,
Go up.
it's
So
not.
right here, 1218 and 197 and 211987 are just jumbled numbers of the two, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is all weird. It's C, yeah. The 1 from 128, the C from C197, the dash, the 2 from 218, and then the 1 from 97, the 1 from, so it's literally just the numbers or the two
Scrambled.
different names, one character from the other all the way through. Very clever. It's actually how Christine also came up with Sonichu. Just took Sonic and Pikachu and put the two
Exactly.
together. That's the extent of Christine's creative process. Take two things that I like, put them together. Worked for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, not so much for all of reality. The conclusion of the Dimensions Merge completion includes the completion of the collector's shift for the majority that are good and those recoverable from the Earth 1218 to Earth 1C211987, and the second coming of Christine and I together again as your fully reawakened Lord, Messiah, Savior, God, and Judge over the minority, who are the toxic, darkest sinners, haters, fakers, and darkest demonics who shall be left behind on 1218 Earth to burn. We are now on Malachi 3 and 4 of the Old Testament in any Bible.
You know what it is? I've noticed this so much, even with Gale and Tila Tequila. It's always this weird blend of science fiction and Christianity melded together. And I wonder why this is so prevalent.
Isn't that like a whole genre? I thought like that. I thought like that's a whole thing that people do, but maybe I just watched too much of your crazy guys. That's
the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible is like science fiction before there was science. Once we got science, we started to see more science.
But there's no
into the Bible.
spaceships or anything like that.
There's an alien sent down from the sky.
Who?
Jesus.
He wasn't sent from the sky.
He was sent from the sky god.
No, he
heaven's in the sky, right?
He popped out of a woman.
Yeah, but he came down through heaven. Heaven's from the sky.
This is such a broad comparison.
Only because they didn't have a grand concept of aliens at the time.
No, I mean, angels appeared came down from the sky, but Jesus didn't come from the sky.
Yeah, the angels are the sky.
Okay, well, I'm glad I could help you out with your theory.
Jesus' home was heaven,
Maybe
right?
I can help you with your theory.
He came from heaven. That's the sky. Just because he was born through the vajayjay, that's the technology God had to send him down. He'd have ships.
Maybe it's something much simpler. What kind of TV runs during the day when these people that don't work day jobs have all day to watch TV? Could it be that these people mostly watch religious TV and science fiction? Is it, and then that what Christine Chandler does is just the extent of it. So does it happen just because the Gail is the same way that she's very focused on Star Trek? Could it be that Star Trek reruns ran during the day when she was sitting around watching TV all day or something and stuff like? Is it maybe something like that?
I think her love goes back to prime time. Like she was watching Data in prime time. But definitely, she definitely was getting it in there. Christine was also getting in all these factors from different fictional outlets, science fiction, vice versa. But the idea that you would believe in the story of the Bible so purely means you'd probably be susceptible to take those leaps of faith in other media as well, other fictional medias. So
that probably helps
for some people, yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
Like if you believe in the Bible like these two do, you're going to start believing in every other media you take in the same way because your brain has been washed to just accept these leaps of faith in all ideas.
Yeah, and this paragraph here that I highlighted, it's just mostly them naming all these fictional characters.
The future of us Sonachus and Rosachus under still continued immortal care and guardian watch from I and our husband Magichan Sonachu Prime of Universe. This is so... There are so many like brackets within brackets within brackets here. It just goes deeper and deeper. Universe 1C211987 and C197 before the combination, the brackets close out, shall remain the same for the future of all Pokemon, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, Ratchet and Clank, Neptune, Blanc, Noir, Vert, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Homer Simpson, Peter
It's very
Griffin,
telling.
Eric Cartman.
It's very telling the people that they chose. Did I hear Neptune? Is there some anime character named Neptune that I'm not
Probably.
aware of, or do they actually mean Neptune?
It's probably
the
an
god?
anime. They go into Blanc, Noir, Vert, and all that shit too. So I'm sure it's an anime.
Wow.
God, Papa Smurf gets a shout out. Gumball Watterson.
Papa Smurf.
Whoop, whoop.
Papa Smurf, go lick your ass.
Bruce Wayne / Batman, so we don't confuse the one for the other. Diana Wonder Woman, so we don't confuse them. Tony Stark Iron Man. Got to get both names in. President Lisa Simpson.
Oh, from the episode where Lisa Simpson was the president.
President Lisa Simpson.
Very
But
specific.
only that version. Only that version. All other Lisa Simpsons are done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now announce President Lisa Simpson, the president of Quickville, while Chris Chan is locked up. Yeah, so yeah, Englehart, I have just answered 2 of your questions and make it more clear. I am the God body. Christine is literally God herself. We both are Jesus Christ reincarnated. So spiritual and religious philosophies had even farther expanded. A day in this jail, as constantly written in the Daily Goddess Log, Christine and I, we meditate deep, connected with this earth, the cosmos, and universes and dimensions of this timeline, as well as the entire multiverse. Energy conservation and continued workings well above anyone's head on this 218 Earth.
Maybe that's right. Maybe it just is way above our heads, and we just don't get it. And and that's why we're mocking it. But in fact, we are mocking Jesus.
Yeah, which bothers me, because what if Gale's way above our heads too? Then are there 2 different multiverses?
But I don't mock Gale.
Funny thing
I have more respect for Gale.
Yeah, Gale is it's just a legend in it for itself. That's just an anomaly in the universe that needs to be appreciated.
Yeah.
No, I mean, here stuff like this is easy, quote unquote, to make fun of because he takes theories and books and stuff like that already exist, and then misunderstands them completely with his half-baked brain and mashes them together to some shit. And then if you're just like, oh yes, I totally see how your brain doesn't get half of what the multiverse theory is about or anything like that. It's like, so yeah, okay, so yeah. And then for formulating things like way above their head. So you're speaking like a hyper intelligent academic, and then when you drop the ball for 2 seconds, you use words like way above your. What? Like,
yeah,
no.
like they heard from somebody that the multiverse theory means that like literally everything could exist, and they're like, oh well, then all my ideas exist, and I'm going to that multiverse right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof. So here's some writing from write daily logs with insight and wisdoms, and then some. I have a temporary soul partner, a holy flame type. You may remember her on her repentance tour, keeping me safe. Well, not abused and good, alongside many good angels, spirits, and OP allies.
This is gibberish.
In and around this jail of fail.
I want to point out that Christine is used to absolute stimulation, like as far as there's always a video game, Legos, action figures. They don't have a job. They just get to sit around and do whatever they want to do. And now they're in jail, and I guarantee you they're super fucking bored.
I don't know. They list off their stuff they have already accumulated in jail right here.
It's hardly anything.
We presently have a genuine Turkish prayer rug and a deck of playing cards from the commissary.
Yeah.
Along with very much appreciated sports bra, socks with no holes, earplugs, and a few other goodies. Foods mostly good and, well, not perfect meatballs. Banquet dinners have better meatballs.
Can you imagine those meatballs that are worse than banquet dinner meatballs?
And chicken is often dry.
Can you imagine meatballs so bad that you're like, man, I wish this was a banquet meal? Banquet meals are... But who was it? Wings of Redemption used to get trolled all the time because he would like slop on a banquet meal while he was streaming. And it is like, it's a frozen dinner that you heat up in the microwave, and I've eaten many of them, and the thought of eating another one makes me want to puke.
I like how it says food's mostly good. And, well, not perfect meatballs, and chicken is often dry. But the food's mostly good beyond the below banquet level meatballs and the dried chicken.
Wow. That's the weird thing that I picked up. It's the second time. Maybe it's just because there's not much else to talk about in jail, but it's the second letter, and it's the second time he talks about how not bad the food is and how he not gets abused.
Is he doing like a Yelp review of the jail?
I think so.
It's kind of, and it's weird to how he formulates. So yeah, and I'm not getting abused, and the food is not bad at all.
Not
it's
bad. And at present, we are asking all peoples to send money to the Sonichu Temple at 14 Branchland Court in Ruckersville, VA, to pay off the mortgage and remaining debts. Food for Barbara is also appreciated, and visitors who personally offer genuine kindness and good intentions are all encouraged to visit the temple.
What temple? Jail?
Is it
Or
the
his
jail
house,
or is it his house?
their house? That whatever. I'm just gonna call them they, so people can't do that. So I'm just gonna say they. I believe, it is my belief that Chris Chan, I'll call them Christine if they like that, admitted that they just became a cross-dresser, and then eventually I think they said they were trans to pick up chicks because they thought that the numbers game, the odds would be better if they were like a lesbian than if they were a cis man.
Look, if you're not man enough to pick up chicks, you should be a woman. Prayers to and for Christine and I are appreciated and shall be answered. All prayers to Jesus have all been going to Christine for nearly 40 years now.
So
did he just claim
so
all
the entire
prayers?
time they've been alive, all of the prayers to Jesus have gone to them? So, like, not before, though. So the Jesus that existed before that, different Jesus.
Different Jesus. This is the reincarnation. This is the embodiment of Christ over here. All you foolish Christians... All you foolish Christians that have been sending your prayers to Jesus, they've been going to this fucking toy fiddler, mother diddler.
And that's why the world went to shit in the last 40 years, right?
Maybe.
All the thoughts and prayers went to Christians.
Yeah, just think about it. Think about the original Jesus was born of immaculate conception. And this Jesus did it backwards.
What about pre-ejaculate conception?
Pre-ejaculate conception?
Yeah.
That might have been what happened.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Donations to my inmate account can be made through the Central Virginia Regional Jail's website. Only U.S. postal money orders, fuck off. Addressed to Christine, fuck off. While that is greatly appreciated as well, the needs of the Sonichu Temple and Barbara's safety and hers and mine. Okay, so keep of the temple remains of higher priority. So this fucking person, Christine Weston Chandler, is in goddamn jail and telling people
to go visit their house,
their mom in their house.
Yeah,
that sounds weird to me, dude.
I have heard that people have already done it, which I think is crazy.
As long as they're being good and sweet, whatever. If Barb wants
they
attention,
shouldn't be visiting.
If Barb wants attention, you're coming to the door and be like, "Hi," just
not people from the internet.
If they bring like a butt cake or something.
No.
I mean, Barb probably would welcome Mormons in, right?
The people that obsess over Chris Chan to the point where they want to go to their house, I just think is too far.
Should not go near that house.
I just think if
leave that woman alone. That's like the most important part. Leave that poor woman alone.
If you go somewhere with the level of respect that the Mormons or door-to-door vacuum salesmen go, I'm fine with it. Just don't go fuck with an invalid woman who's already been through a lot. What had happened was literally a divine commission. Okay. Lastly, but importantly, contact the local Virginia governor of Ruckersville and Charlottesville, VA, as well as President Biden.
They want to get a pardon.
And get me, Christine's body, as well as Christine herself, obviously, a full pardon.
Yep.
To get me out of this jail and mess, please. Dear Virginia Governor and President Biden.
I'm sure you both have the same address. I wanted to ask you if you'll get Christine Weston Chandler, a.k.a. Jesus, a full pardon, please. We should all send letters. I want to mobilize my whole audience right now. We should all send a letter
to Biden.
To Biden and the governor of Virginia saying, "Hey, you got Christine Weston Chandler, aka Jesus, in jail right now.
You got it all wrong, man.
Have you prayed to Jesus in the last 40 years?
Yeah, your prayers are locked up right now.
Speak to him.
Time to break free. What had happened was literally a divine mission commissioned to Christine and I by Emmanuel, God above gods, herself to heal and cleanse Barbara's health and soul and being and clear her of remaining sins and regrets through coddling, talking, and supportive soul bonding to mainly extend her life personally by divine intervention. Your Honor, I was not having sex with my mother. Jesus was.
Yeah.
And I'm Jesus.
I see how that works.
This is so bizarre that this.
Your Honor, I've been getting my mother's prayers for a new lover for 40 years.
No.
All I did was simply give her what I knew she wanted in my heart of hearts.
Be on the table for the heinous act CWC committed.
God.
Hey, if you believe in the death penalty, you have the right to think whatever punishment is the lowest crime to get it.
Traffic infractions.
Yeah. Well, there's an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. They go to a planet where the penalty for breaking any law is death, like jaywalking, and they don't even try you. They see you do it, and they execute you like immediately.
Good.
For it. Yeah. And they almost do it to Wesley Crusher, and it's the only Star Trek with like a truly sad ending because Wesley Crusher doesn't get executed at the end.
Wow. As Christine had told the few others via mail and posted onto Kiwi Farms, all of you were being and are now being divinely tested with the divinely purposed leak of this information. Too many of you have epically failed by responding and giving into the drama instead of ignoring this with greater considerations.
How about you epically failed from not getting off the internet? I mean, I don't think they're capable of holding a job or anything. It's a miracle that they graduated from college. They actually have a college degree, and I don't. But I think the college, they had already suspended them for putting up their creepy signs. So I guess they just wanted them out of there. So they're like, here's your fucking associate's degree. Go home now, I think is what happened. So I just think you should have just stayed off the internet. This is why you're aware of how much attention you get, and you tried to profit off of it, but you're not smart enough to know how to profit off of it. You know, like if Christian would have done, the only streams Christian would do is like them playing their dumb card game that no one plays. If it would have been them cards, talking and getting Streamlabs and responding to Streamlabs, kind of like what Cobes did for a short time, they probably could have made money because their audience is pretty huge.
You should go to Christine's trial and tell the judge that you'd like her to go free so you could manage her.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm fine with no further association. Like, I always thought they weren't really that good of a person at their core. No one's perfect, though, but this is kind of an unforgivable offense. Unless they go to trial and they're like, no, this didn't happen. We can prove it didn't happen. Then I'll retract that.
Dun, dun, dun.
But if this is true, then yeah, this is kind of like I wouldn't want to associate with someone that did something like this and is like totally. There's no remorse whatsoever for it. so far as I can see.
So this line here is. Oh, what was that, Flo?
He has this sociopathic no regret for anything.
Yes.
And no empathy for anybody. Signs showing through all of his life.
Honestly,
I'm not sure if that comes from the autism. I don't want to say that, or if it's actually something else. Like he is next to what he has, he is a full-blown sociopath.
I don't think that they've ever been adequately evaluated. I think that their parents were afraid of the truth and decided to just kind of like be like, high-functioning autistic, like that. The only person, like, I don't think Chris is really afraid of too many people either when they should be.
Yeah.
And I think their dad was the only one that could really kind of like whip him into shape when he was too old to really do anything about it. But when he was there in front of him, you could tell that there was that probably the only person they actually respected at all.
Yeah, some kind of respect.
Yeah. And now he's gone. He's been gone a long time. And he was senile and old back then, so they couldn't. That's why all this shit grew to the heights that it did.
Yeah, I think
isn't
being
that
raised.
But isn't that Genesis is basically like this in the making?
Not quite that much. It's kind of a different
he's not
thing.
that.
I would say
okay,
Jared Genesis is more potentially violent.
Yeah, Jared Genesis has less of an artistic outlook on their weird, lonely child raised by elderly parents, disconnected from, like, when you have parents that old, they can't raise you the same way that young parents do. They don't have that nurture, you know. It's something happened there where they tried to do the best, but they were from a generation removed, you know. People who were I had a cousin who was raised by his grandparents, and he grew up to be a son of a bitch because he just had a generation removed. They tried to do it the old way in a new world.
I think we also have mental illness here that's unidentified because their parents didn't get them evaluated adequately enough. I think maybe a pediatrician was like, "Oh, it seems like your kid's autistic because he doesn't talk because he went through a long phase when he was younger, not talking according to them, according to their own testimony."
Are you suggesting if they would have got a bigger professional, they would have found out earlier that she was Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Yes, we could have saved all that mess and had a release now. But
so this line right here, it's very important. Okay, so Christine's saying this was a test. Too many of you have epically failed by responding and giving into the drama. Instead of ignoring this with greater considerations of the context and knowing better of Christine, the past situations, and leaving it as a lost rumor, instead, a la over 2,000 years ago in Israel, on History Repeat, alongside Judas and Null.
and Null, the head of Kiwi Farms, are the same person. Null is the modern-day Judas Iscariot.
Christine was massively betrayed.
Yeah, so first of all, this thing where they're suggesting, you know, it's all been taken out of context. We don't know better of Christine because Christine has never done better. Christine has always done dumb shit.
yeah, and when trying to explain it, he makes it much, much worse.
And there's a recording.
Yeah,
there's a recording of them telling a troll that they believed was a cute girl that they were talking to, that they were banging their mom. So
that's that's like the nail in the coffin. And each time, I mean, a paragraph above, he speaks about it in a non-regretful way and doesn't even. It seems like he doesn't get what's wrong about it.
Yeah,
and that's the most frightening thing about all of this. It's not like a kid that got picked with the hand in the cookie jar. It's like he doesn't even know he had the hand in the worst cookie jar ever. He still thinks the world claims he has a cookie jar where there is no cookie jar because all the cookie jars he has are his.
Okay.
It's like, what?
I want to respond to, did you call Janky cute? No, that he thought was a cute girl. I don't know.
Janky is a cute girl.
Is she though? She's like all like pimply faced and shit.
Who cares? Every girl is a cute girl.
Oh, okay.
Shani for Christ is a cute girl. Christine Weston Chandler is a cute girl. We're not here to argue who's cute or not. You just got to find eyes worth looking at them with. It's that simple. That being said,
what, you got a crush on Janky?
No, of course not. That being said, Christine obviously can do no wrong because she has a fucking God complex. And it's been
Literally.
a God complex before they were identifying as Jesus. They thought they were the God of Quickville. They thought they were ready to have a dimensional merge. This has always been a God complex. Now it's quite literally a merge with the fucking Bible, which if I was the judge and I saw this, I would acquit with insanity and throw them in a fucking a mental asylum forever. I'd say you can't get out because you don't need to get out. You need 24/7 care with someone who you can't manipulate into sex.
In some ways, people think that's getting off when that happens, but a lot of times it's even worse than life in the state penitentiary. In some ways, and sometimes you get possibility of parole. And I mean, like, Christine wouldn't get life for doing this anyway. They'd get like a decade in prison for this at most. But if they got institutionalized, they could hold Christine there forever.
Yeah, Christine
it would be
should
almost like a life sentence.
She should be in an institution forever.
You think so?
Yes.
I think they need to be
free.
seriously evaluated, which I think is why this whole thing has been delayed. I think their lawyer is getting an evaluation. There's probably an independent. They might even have like a third party do an evaluation, just to see.
They have adult living centers for people who aren't mentally capable of living on their own.
Not when they're found not guilty by reason of insanity, where there's like no doubt they did it, but it's just because they're crazy. Well, those go to very special.
Yeah, she should go to a special one for a while, but she should be under visual care and one-on-one care well after that. Like, she should go into an adult living home where there's 24/7 people on staff to watch over them, and she can go out on her little excursions to the movie theater.
People don't get
she or there showed clear predatory behavior.
Rusty Shackelford in the pleb chat said people don't get put away forever for this level. Not in prison, but if you're mentally unstable, then they can hold you there until you show improvement. And if that's never, then you're there forever.
They just claim you never improved, and he doesn't look like, or she doesn't look like she will improve. No, I mean, she also said that this basically happened because nobody else was there. So this means if we leave her alone with somebody else that cannot protect themselves, this is going to repeat itself because there is no remorse and they don't even see that there's an issue with this. So this is, you have to lock them up and keep them under care. I agree with Billy there that you have to keep eyes on this person. Sorry. But they showed that they are a danger to others and have no regrets. So what's going to stop them from doing it again? That's the same thing. I'm kind of worried if you keep them in a normal jail, or even if you keep them in a asylum. What stops them from going after somebody in an asylum that thinks that's their body, and then this happens again? Or who says that some dummy in a prison doesn't becomes his or her boyfriend because
that might
they don't know better, and then a la Manson, he brings them. He does or she doesn't gonna fight anybody, but maybe she gets a bitch who's gonna fight people because they're dumb like Brett, and he's just smarter than them.
There is a lot of mingling in those facilities, consensual as well amongst the people inside. It's weird. It's probably a better world for Christine. People are saying that she won't go, and who knows what will happen. I just personally, as a doctor, as a psychiatrist, my personal opinion is she should be locked up forever.
Did you read the postscript?
No, a postscript.
A lot of people were asking what is Christine doing now that they don't have video games and Legos and all that stuff? And I think someone guessed exactly this. I can't remember who it was.
Did they say prayer rug?
Well, no, the game.
Playing solitaire?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's the only thing you can do in prison by yourself. Postscript. P.S. Postscript. Have you ever sat on a prayer rug and with a deck of playing cards play solitaire? It's genuinely a humbling experience. I highly recommend it. And there's an illustration of the Sonichu cross there off to the side. Solitaire is 100% the game that you play when that's all you have. No friends, nothing else. You sit in your fucking desk, you sit on the floor, wherever you can, and you play Solitaire. Because that game, even if it ever gets old, it never gets older than doing nothing. That's it's an easy guess to guess playing Solitaire.
I think Christine will probably get a plea deal just to plead guilty and probably do like a year or two. The maximum sentence for this is 10 years. Unless they decide to charge them with other stuff. It depends on... We'll figure it out soon. We'll see what the official charges are and everything. And
so... Is the prayer rug, is that like just on commissary in prisons for people who go to prison that have to pray? They get a prayer rug?
Yeah, like that's mainly a Muslim thing, I believe.
There's probably a lot of Muslims locked up in our jail system.
Well, most of them not in ours, in offshore ones.
No, like there's obviously Muslims here that fall into our criminal system because we seem to target people.
Arab Andy? I don't think he's a Muslim. Maybe not.
I don't know what
he's just Arab.
Is. He's just a wild man.
He's just crazy.
He's just crazy. Imagine trying to paper cut your wrists. God. Terrible. Terrible.
That's how Epstein did it.
They are clearly unfit to stand trial. I think that there is definitely a mental situation here. Maybe they'll go into a living facility for a sex offender unit. For people who have difficulties with thinking. I don't know. Broken ass brains, I think is the medical term.
What if I want to play Minesweeper in jail instead of Solitaire? Can I play that?
Do you have Minesweeper and a fucking deck of cards? Because these guys get a deck of cards.
I'm talking about the old Windows 3.1
Yeah, you
games.
don't get a Windows 3.1. Actually, some prisons now, they sell you these little tablets. They're like prison-style iPads, and they're hooked up to a system called JPay, where you can get like... JPay is the prison iTunes, and you can pay to have like $60 for an hour phone call with somebody. It's such a scam. It's prison. It's monetizing prison even further. They should have this stuff for free just to connect with the outside world. Just because you're in prison doesn't mean you should be locked up alone. It should mean you just can't go out into the real world.
What do you think of this drawing that was included here?
The Sonichu cross?
Yeah, it was included. It was the attached sketch.
I'd be fucking pissed if I got a letter from Christine and didn't have some sort of stupid doodle in it.
It is a collector's item, I guess, to whoever got this.
Everybody, I'm announcing I found a new faith in prison. I am now Muhammad Weston Chandler. Shaka Malaka. Is that racist?
Yeah.
Shit. Shit.
I would say
After I said it, I was like, that's not what they say.
No, definitely not.
I don't know where I heard that. I'm going to assume it was somewhere innocent. You can't cancel me. I quit.
Shaka Malaka. Oh, my God. What am I going to do with you?
I don't know. I'm going to look up what that means and tell you whether or not I should apologize right now.
No matter what it is, you'll figure out some way to where you don't have to.
We don't know that.
Everyone, please give the stream a thumbs up, and if you want to toss us a couple bucks to send us some Streamlabs, that'll help us out, because we'd like to reach around 50% before we go into our Saturday bonus show, so that we can earn another Saturday bonus show next week.
So, it appears I owe an apology to the surfer community. Shaka Malaka is a surfer, like, slang?
Why would you think that had anything to do with Islam?
Fuck if I know, dude.
Wow. All right. Let's do the action news.
He called me sir. It got me so human angry.
This is why I switched streaming softwares. No more that awkward, like, when's it going to start?
At our stupidity.
It just starts when I want it to.
Isn't that good?
Yes.
DP Action News.
Another thing that this streaming software makes it easier to do is I can do. Oh
Keep
shit!
calling me, sir. It got me so humiliated.
Never mind. I'm switching back. I'm switching back.
AW in the pleb chat said, I have a feeling the Taliban already hated Billy before this. Maybe. Oh, we weren't talking about the Taliban, jackass. I was talking about Muslims in prison. Son of a bitch.
This is what I was trying to show.
The Muslims love me. Peace be unto me. Peace be unto me. We are 10% of the way to our goal. This is our second episode of the week. I want to thank everybody who sent stuff in. Lord of Nurgle gave that big love, requesting death penalty. I don't know. The Bebe Cheese says, watch out, Ben. Billy is an EMMI.
What is that?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's the scary robots that chase you around in the new Metroid game.
Oh. Hypothesis said, too bad that Netflix is probably unavailable in prison. The upcoming Sonic Prime series would probably make Chris Chan taking it in the God-made vagina a lot easier. Yuck. Lowbrow Jester said, scam situation, take 3, and action. I don't know what that's a reference to. Zakiri said, damn, 3 episodes in one day. Y'all are on the grind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we put in big work. For those of you that didn't see the other 2 episodes, they were private only, fanfare. If you need to be a
first of all
$1,000 subscriber or above to see it.
First of all, if you want to be accurate, this is the second episode because the one was one video with 2 intros, okay? Get it right.
Yeah, we really only did that so that we can put that intro behind a paywall and you guys will have to pay to see our failure. Zakiri also said, always happy when I see Billy. Yes, I know. That's pretty much what everybody says.
That's why you're full screen right now.
Yeah. Lowbrow Jester said, got some good news today regarding my mom. She may not have a tumor on her spine, but a lesion. Not great, but better than what we feared. Love you guys. Great way to end the day. All hail the sweet boy. Podcast. Cheers. B-Ball Julian says, Shaka Malaka believer. Shaka Malaka, bro. But yeah, Lowbrow Jester, I hope for the best. That's crazy. Shaka Malaka, bro. Shaka Malaka, bro. I don't know how to do it. Like John Cena. The Karen 12 says, have a great day, and that gets us all lined up for the day. If you guys want to continue to send in your support, all forms of support are appreciated, but to hit our goal, you have to use the Streamlabs link below. So please think about that if you do want to share a little bit of yourselves with us tonight. P.S. This is my stinky finger.
I watched Joe Rogan interview the CNN chief medical correspondent, Sanjay Gupta. Everyone should check it out if you get a chance because it's interesting because you got someone who Joe Rogan admitted that in the interview that he didn't get the vaccine. So Joe Rogan did not get the vaccine. A lot of people assumed
he said he was going to get it, but scheduling conflicts kept him from getting it.
And now, I mean, he could have gotten it by now though if he really wanted to.
Well, he had it set up in Vegas to get the appointment, but then scheduling had it so he couldn't.
I mean, he was arguing why he shouldn't get it too.
Well, he was saying that because he's gotten COVID now, that he has better immunities than even the vaccination probably would give him.
Yeah, but a lot of people had assumed because he was part of the UFC that he got it.
They probably just tested him. That's what they're doing for a lot of things.
That a lot.
They're having a big Magic the Gathering card tournament in Vegas in June. So I don't know. I might have to go down there for the big Magic the Gathering. Is it June or is it November? But they're making everybody do vaccination proof or a proof of testing before you go in. So they're not making everybody be vaccinated for that either.
Okay.
So I'm seeing.
I just was in a theater tonight, and it's the same thing. They don't even have masks in the room.
The reason why I mention that is because most sports have everyone get vaccinated, and they're firing coaches and shit for not getting vaccinated. So
are they firing the NFL coaches or just the ones that work for the state universities?
I don't know for sure.
The state colleges.
I'll have to double check.
I know the WSU coach that's been under heat. He's works for the state. He's a state college employee. He's the biggest paid state college employee. And somebody earlier requested gang signs.
He's the highest paid state employee in general. Yeah, here's
our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, sat down for a 3-hour one-on-one with controversial podcast host Joe Rogan last.
He's not really controversial. I mean, as far as podcasts go, he's one of the top podcasts. So I'd say he's pretty mainstream as far as podcasts go.
But he's consistently pushing the mainstream narrative, pushing towards it.
I think he
away from it.
I don't know if that's true. I think Joe Rogan just kind of interviews whoever's on his show and doesn't push back too hard against most of them. And he did that here. He pushed back a little bit, He
was pushing.
Last night.
I don't
Rogan
know.
remains a vaccine skeptic despite having caught COVID-19 himself. Let's listen to part of this.
Let's see what they clip.
So would you now, with what you know now, and having had COVID, would you have wished that you had been vaccinated beforehand?
But I got
You almost
through
got
it.
vaccinated.
Yeah, but I explained
You got
all that.
through it.
But I got through COVID.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that was my thought was, I'm a healthy person. I exercise constantly. I'm always taking vitamins. I take care of myself.
Joe Rogan this was a 3-hour show, which is probably about an hour longer than what they normally do on Joe Rogan. And he was drinking the entire time. They both were drinking the whole time, but I think Joe drank more. And by the end, he was pretty lit, I would say.
He had a bottle of ivermectin. Okay, go ahead.
I felt like I was going to be okay, and that was true. It was correct. I'm happy I got through it. I don't wish it upon anyone. It wasn't fun, but it wasn't the worst cold I've ever had, and I got over it fairly quickly, relatively speaking.
I like how he thinks his anecdotal experience with it says anything about the overall. And the point is, like, a lot of people do get through it. Like, most people get through it without any real big problems, but we kind of just want it to go away, We kind of just want the virus to not even be a thing anymore.
And his idea is that because he got it, his antibodies are going to be stronger than somebody who has gotten a vaccination.
I mean,
that's his opinion on it.
See, that's the thing. We don't know enough about it yet. That could be the case eventually. But the thing is that there are some illnesses that getting the vaccine is a no-brainer better than getting the disease. And like polio is one. Like, no one's saying... No one was really like, just get polio and you'll build an immunity to it so you can't get it again.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many people got polio and were nursed back to health within a couple weeks, right?
Almost nobody.
Yeah, so it's like it's different than polio.
Well, we don't really know the severity of the illness yet because it's new.
That's the thing. Does that matter? Does something has to be as deadly, let's say, as polio, or let's say Ebola? Or Ebola was pandemic-ish. We were at the brisk of it, and people were bleeding out of their eyes and stuff like that. And I think if somebody dropped the Ebola vaccine, nobody would fuck around with like, oh, I'm not sure if I take it. But that's because it's such severe. But why is this a discussion? If I can decide to be sick or not to be sick, I always choose not to be sick. I'm chronically sick. I'm a diabetic medicus type 1 since I'm 4 years old. So I'm sick and have to look on stuff I eat and what my body does and stuff since I'm 4 years old. Is it is it an effect on my life? No. I'm working full time. I'm healthy. I'm getting by with my life perfectly fine. If somebody asks if I want to give it back and have a normal, quote unquote, normal life where I'm not sick, any day of the week, I take it. Whatever the deal is, I give the sickness back. I'm fine. So I don't get why people are like, it's just if I can get a vaccine against the yearly cold, I would.
Someone in the chat just said the Black Death was worse. The Black Death had more deaths, but think about the medical technology that they had back then. They didn't even know about how illnesses were passed at that point.
Yeah, they had
lavendel. And there was way less population density, so there wasn't as many people as close to each other at the time, too. That's why it didn't really escape Europe. It kind of stayed in Europe. and didn't move on to many other places.
Ducking Creepers says, you know how they treated the Black Death? Plague doctors with flowers in their bird beaks.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we get some
in their
flowers in their bird beaks for COVID? Will that help?
You can still get those masks too.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that, and again, I am truly glad about that. I'm not, all kidding aside, I don't think anybody wishes you, everybody wants you to be well and healthy. But I think the question is just in terms of the nuance of this. It's not a strategy to recommend people get infected.
I'm not recommending anybody get infected.
So they should get vaccinated.
I think a lot of people should get vaccinated.
You're talking,
but I think a
you're
lot
talking
of people
a lot of vulnerable people.
Yeah.
If you just said vulnerable people, that'd be a lot
older
of people.
fat people. I think a lot of those folks.
Shit.
Yeah,
I got it.
Real concern is this urge to vaccinate children, and I don't know what kind of data we have on the long-term effect.
I got most of my vaccines when I was a child.
Yeah, we do vaccinate children before they go into school, right? Don't they get their little
A bunch
booster,
of them.
little shit shots?
They get a bunch of them.
Get their little shit shots before they go to school?
Here you start like at 2 months old or so. They start the vaccination plan for stuff. So yeah, I was like, I think I got, and I want to say 80% of my shots before I went to school. Like that was like in my first 4 or 5 years, I got all these weird kid shots. And then like since I'm an adult, I got COVID, and like that you don't cramp up, that you have to get like every 4 or 5 years, and that's it. And some jungle thing because I went to South America, but yeah, that's because they don't let you in if you don't have it. But yeah. So most things.
Someone said this isn't a vaccine, though. It doesn't stop you from getting it. I mean, you can still get polio even if you've been vaccinated for polio. If you get around someone who has it, you can still get it.
It does seem
like whooping cough. They give babies whooping cough vaccines right away. There have been babies that died of whooping cough because they were exposed to someone who had it.
And it does seem that the vaccine, if you believe the numbers, which I do, and some people I know don't, it does seem like it's helping people who have the vaccine that get it. They're not dying the same way the other people are, the unvaccinated. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to get it, don't get it, but
stay away.
Yeah, just don't go out and spread.
Go to your leper colony.
Just have your little bubble. Be careful. Don't go around and all these people I know that don't want to get vaccinated, they got it. It kicked their ass. A lot of them got over it. Some people I know that were vaccinated got it, and they didn't get over it.
We still don't know the long-term effects.
I know the long-term effects of COVID. The ones I know so far are the transfer of wealth, the trillions of dollars that went to the rich. That's making my bacon at Costco cost like $5 more per package. That's been a serious cause of COVID.
Hey, Zach Lindsay, Chris Chan's just dumb. It has nothing to do with him being autistic. I know plenty of autistic people that are smarter than me. You can be very intelligent and have common sense and be autistic. Chris Chan is just dumb. That's Chris Chan.
I wouldn't say just dumb. There's all types of stuff going on there, but
yeah,
Chris Chan is not like
the autistic part isn't what makes him strange.
Yeah. Right.
That's the part. Yeah.
The autistic part is what makes them human.
Right.
Everything else, I don't know.
That's like, okay, that part we can understand and relate to a bit, and that's like who human. Yeah. The sociopath, and that is like
facts of this.
Yeah.
All right. With us now, Sanjay. Sanjay, first off,
He's biting his lip.
I'm so glad you did this because there's so many people who can listen to the sense that you make. Tell us why you thought this was so important.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I mean, I think the media landscape's pretty segmented, as we know, and I think there's a lot of people who listen on CNN who are accepting and hearing these messages and understanding the science. But I wanted to go to a place where there was clearly, he has a big audience, and as you mentioned, he's been a skeptic of the vaccines. I listened to his podcast. I thought there could be some common.
It's funny when I call Chris Chan dumb and they assume I'm calling them dumb because they're autistic. It's almost like they think autists are dumb.
Maybe.
Because they're making an assumption about me that comes from their mind. So I don't know what to tell you. Stop thinking that stupid is the same thing as autistic. Then I don't know.
B. Paul Jillian says, my second cousin is autistic, and he's like Rain Man. He remembers what the weather was like when my mom got her tonsils out in 1966. Oh, and he's also KJK. My guy.
Yeah.
Around there and decided, to lean into the nuance for 3 hours, which, by the way, is a long time to talk to anybody. I don't know that I've talked to anybody, no breaks, no distractions, no phones for 3 hours before, but I think that's how you get at some of
you haven't
these
talked
real
to anybody
conversations.
for 3 hours
We talk to you
before?
for 3 hours, but they're always trying
What?
to wrap us. Always after the second question, Sanjay.
I've talked with
I do want
myself
to play
for
another
3 hours
exchange
before.
you had with him. You heard him talk about vaccines and kids there. This is another exchange you had on that.
And, myocarditis can be a really frightening thing. They can develop chest pain, shortness of breath, things
It's
like
inflammation of the heart.
That's
correct?
what it is. And you got to think of it like this. The reason it can happen in young people, it can happen in anybody, but people who have really robust immune response. You're basically giving the vaccine and you're counting on the immune system to really respond to that. If it responds a lot in someone with a really healthy immune system, it can cause more widespread inflammation. People feel miserable for a day or two, and in this case, it can cause inflammation around the heart.
Do we know what the long-term consequences of myocarditis in young people that comes from the vaccine are?
I don't think we don't know. And I think the only way we can know long-term things, to be perfectly honest, of any of these aspects of the vaccine, the only way we can know long-term stuff is with the passage of time, for certain.
That's terrifying for parents.
It is.
The idea that your son.
But let's look at the passage of time since the pandemic started, and let's look at that too. Like let's take in account what already has happened that we're trying to fix.
You know what? It's so fucked up right now how we can see a dramatic change in inflation over the last year and a half to 2 years now. It's like the prices of everything is higher now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Yeah,
especially food.
Yeah.
I've noticed a drastic increase. Gas prices.
Yeah. I
All
said the
this
thing
stuff.
about bacon like 5 minutes ago. So it's
It's just fun about that. It's like,
yeah, it definitely is something. Biden talked about it recently, and he's saying that it's temporary and that the feds will figure something out. Not the FBI, the Federal Reserve. They'll figure something out, guys. We're okay. The Federal Reserve's crack on the case.
the money printer goes.
Most likely, he would have been fine if he got COVID, and that your son could catch myocarditis and have permanent heart problems.
Well, I don't know that we can say the person will be fine if they get COVID, Joe.
A young boy?
Well, if they
most young boys with no
when you
comorbidities.
say fine, you mean what? That they're not going to die?
I mean, like me. I had COVID.
You
I'm
look
fine.
like you look like you're strong as an ox. Yes, I give you that. But you get teenagers who will have these long COVID naps. You get.
What does that mean?
They're tired all the time. They get these sort of long hauler type symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Less so in kids, but when you talk about 33% of people having persistent symptoms that last months, I just feel like we define, I think we're allowed to have a nuanced conversation about this. We measure things in terms of life and death.
Yes.
And I get that. I mean, it's easy. It's public health. That's the way the numbers get presented. And frankly, that's our fault as well in the media to just say, this is how many people have died. We don't know a lot about what this virus does to the body.
Right.
We probably shouldn't just think of it as another type of pneumonia or cold, because it's clearly doing something else. A cold wouldn't just cause isolated loss of smell. Flu wouldn't even do that. And then these so many people developing long-term symptoms.
So I guess at this point, I believe he says this, that they don't even know why it makes you lose your sense of smell and taste at this point.
No, a lot we don't know about why it does stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing here as well.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it does stuff to us that we haven't seen yet. So maybe it broke something in you and the machine outside still looks good, but the machine is broken. And in 15 years, you fall off dead, and we found out, oh, there was something broken, but it's too late because the passage of time was needed. So this works kind of in both directions, I think. So I don't say this happens for sure, because in both cases we don't know, but both risks are there.
The myocarditis study that Rogan was referring to was leaked and redacted, allegedly from the Israeli Health Administration. So nobody's really using that as a concrete form of evidence either way, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting to.
Whew. It's a lot there. It's like trying to herd cats, Sanjay, in a discussion like that. He shoots off in all these.
Okay, hold on.
Tangents, and he says there's a lot.
I didn't get that.
He shoots off in all these tangents. It's so hard to have a discussion.
Yeah.
With a tangential man.
How could you talk to someone without a teleprompter in front of you?
What we don't know about this, that, and the other thing. Myocarditis, though, when you're talking about risks of myocarditis, which is inflammation around the heart, we know the risks of COVID causing that, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and therein lies the nuance again. It is a fair question to bring up the idea of
The woman in the middle, has she even said anything? She's just sitting there.
Yeah,
side
she
effects of the
started
vaccines
everything in the
potentially
beginning.
being
She was the host.
myocarditis. But you also have to compare this to the risk of myocarditis from the disease itself. And let me show you, I mean, because I think this was the data that Joe was talking about, although, you know, it's tough sometimes to keep up. But overall, if you look and say there's a background rate of myocarditis that just occurs even before the pandemic, with the vaccines, how many more additional cases per 100,000 people? About 2.7, as you can see there. But from the disease itself, it's around 11. I mean, to be fair, both of these are rare, and almost always these cases of myocarditis resolved. People were fine, they didn't require further treatment. But this is the whole point. The numbers you see on the screen is the whole point. You want to try and obviously reduce risk of any of these things.
It was about
while
3
really
people
emphasizing
who
the
were
benefit.
vaccinated that had it out of 100,000 people, and 11 people who just had COVID out of 100,000 people got myocarditis too. So
it's that
very
low of
small
numbers?
Very small numbers. Numbers are higher, not with vaccinated people, but people who got COVID.
But it's still very small.
Very small, yeah.
Yeah, it's in both cases minimal, but but high.
Vaccines offer lots of benefits and actually have a lower risk of myocarditis versus the disease itself.
You mentioned, and he seems to go back time and again to this idea that maybe getting COVID is better than getting the vaccine. I heard that repeatedly. Here's some of what he said.
Testing is obviously testing you to see if you have the virus.
Yes.
The therapeutic is to treat you because you have the virus.
Yes.
I still think it'd be better not to get the virus.
I think it'd be better to get the virus and recover and have amazing immunity to it.
What, like,
wouldn't it?
Amazing
well,
immunity.
You could get sick, though.
You know what I think you should do? I think you should get
sick.
vaccinated and then get sick.
What? That is ridiculous.
That's
though.
That's the super strain.
Oh.
Yeah, but but
Because
I think
that's dumb.
Look how he smiles. He's cynical here.
No, he's got a reason after this. He's gonna give you the reason why he thinks that, right?
you got the vaccine protects you from a bad infection, and then you get COVID, so then you get the robust immunity that's imparted from having the actual disease itself, which is far more complex and comprehensive than you're getting from the vaccine that
The
targets
robust
one specific
immunity.
protein, right?
You could make that argument.
Far more complex and comprehensive is that robust immunity.
That's the move. You get vaccinated, let it wane, and hang around with a bunch of dirty people.
Okay, well, I
and then get a lot of therapeutics on hand so you can take care of it quickly.
I will see your recommendation
You wanna
and
do it?
and give you one.
Should have come out with us last night. You probably would have caught it.
That was good. Now I know what your secret plan was. No. But
Your secret plan was to give Sanjay
so for
Gupta
you,
COVID.
Joe Rogan. So you've had it.
Yes.
So now get one shot of the vaccine.
No.
Why not?
Because I have better immunity than I would if I was vaccinated.
This guy, look at this guy roll his eyes.
I see Stevie Wolf. I don't, you know how people can make fake accounts. I think it's him, but he's like, to be honest, I'd rather have COVID. It cannot be worse than anything else I have to deal with right now. Sorry, Stevie. Don't know what you're dealing with, but
But does he?
I hope it gets
Sanjay?
better.
I hope it gets better.
Also, he's
Stevie.
not a doctor. He sure is talking like one, as if he is one, though.
He's not a doctor.
By the way, it was 3 hours of that.
CNN,
Just to give you
CNN,
an
you
idea.
talk
I mean,
like
there was
you're
lot
a
of-
doctor too when you spew off the what was it, Allen Iverson, that horse trank they were talking about, the horse dewormer. That's not. It was prescribed to him by a doctor. It won a Nobel Prize in 2015. Like, you guys were being deceiving little shits too. Like, don't act like you don't know.
Mental gymnastics. And again, there's a nuance here. People who have been infected do have natural immunity. And there was a study out of Israel, which made got a lot of attention, that basically showed, at least for a period of time, their immunity was stronger than those who had received the vaccine. Here's a problem, though. One is we don't know how long that immunity lasts. People are trying to investigate that. And one of the studies that's come out showed that people who had natural immunity versus vaccinated immunity, those with natural immunity were twice as likely to get reinfected. I mean, this is the data. We know with the vaccine now from the clinical trials and real-world data, some 6 billion shots being given out around the world, that it is a safe and effective vaccine. So infection over vaccination should never be the message. No, people should not go out there and willingly get infected in pursuit of, this natural immunity. That's a terrible strategy. I think Joe understood that, although near the end of the podcast, he was advocating that I go get COVID. So, still.
Yeah, I don't quite get that.
To this point, I'm not sure if he was joking. I think he was joking.
I do like Joe Rogan's show. I see a lot of people that they're not fans of Joe Rogan. I do enjoy his show, just as a show to kind of chill and listen to people talk. I like that, and he has comedians I like on, and so I enjoy it.
I don't care.
agree with. I don't think anyone should try to get COVID though.
I don't care if you enjoy Joe Rogan or not, guys. As long as you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, and hit that like button on the stream right now, or else.
But that is a terrible strategy, obviously.
It doesn't really matter if he's joking, does it? If the millions of people listening to him don't know if he's joking at that point.
If they don't
Sanjay,
know.
you're a prince. I don't know where you get your patience. I really...
Can I call you Amir?
Oh, my God.
You are my prince. You're my Amir.
You're a prince.
Your freeze frame is perfect.
You're a
It's
prince.
perfect facial
Can I
expression
cup
for
your
what you
ball
said.
bag while I blow your massive
You're the
prince
Maharaja.
ding-a-ling, please? Sanjay Gupta?
Giving the Sanjay BJ over there.
He looked very pleased too.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
what I was
I
wanting.
know, I'm the prince. Thank you.
Are
so
they
sweet."
gonna kiss?
Yes.
Look at them. Get this woman out from in
Sanjay.
between them.
You're a prince.
You're a prince. You know, if someone called me a prince, I would not grimace like a fucktard. I would be doing everything in my mind not to reach over and slap them in the fucking mush. Just don't call me a prince, you peasant.
Don't. A remarkable display of calm and patience there. Thank you so much for
I
that.
will say, and it's funny that they didn't show this. There's a part where Joe calls out Sanjay for CNN saying that he takes horse dewormer.
Yeah, of course they're not
Which
gonna.
is because they had to go there, and then it creates this illusion that they're less credible when it comes to everything else. But they shouldn't have done the horse dewormer thing because he didn't actually take the horse form. He took the human form of the medication. I don't think that medication helps with COVID. I think it's dumb to take it for COVID. But he didn't like get it from a veterinarian or anything like that.
Yeah. I don't know. When you're going through COVID, a personal experience with any sort of different medication, just because it worked for you doesn't mean it should go out and work for other people. I'm glad that he had a good experience with it and not a bad one.
It's mainly if you have like a worm, like a tapeworm or something like that. That's what ivermectin is actually for.
I should get some of that Allen Iverson just to see
Allen Iverson.
if there's anything crawling
Nectin.
around in my guts.
Yeah.
If I take some freaking what do they call it, Ivan Ooze, it might shoot right out of my booty a whole fucking creepy crawler set. Remember creepy crawlers when you were a kid?
What if COVID was a worm? What if we just didn't know it was just a worm? Like we were just getting worms.
It was the little worm from Sesame Street that sat on Oscar the Grouch's can.
Yeah, that's what it is, guys. A worm.
We don't know that.
No,
it's
not. It's actually.
That was a joke, guys. I swear to God, that was a joke.
You can't joke. You
This
can't
is a
joke
majiggy,
on
that was a
YouTube
joke.
anymore.
What if COVID-19 was actually Cthulhu entering through the particle realm into our blood system?
Misinformation.
Into our blood system, and before long, the eternal greatness of Cthulhu will rise.
Do you know how many people you've probably convinced this fake news is true?
Yeah, true. Cthulhu 19, baby.
Okay,
that's was the most insulting part about what the other guy said. It's like, yeah, but how many of his millions of followers know that he is joking? What? Yeah. So everybody that watches Joe Rogan is dumb, or what are you saying?
I want to give the Fox News angle on what we just watched.
All right, really quick though. I want to know how many of the millions of CNN watchers believe everything these motherfuckers say. That's all.
Oh my God. Definitely. I know older people that believe in pretty much everything they see on CNN and MSNBC.
The Eldritch pandemic is taking over.
It's so easy to believe when they tell you what you want to hear, you know? So the people who want to hear this, I'm not saying it's all untrue,
Dude,
but
if Fox News says it's Cthulhu, then I might be
Popular
going.
podcast host Joe Rogan confronting CNN's chief medical correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta during his podcast. Gupta admitting that
Use a
CNN
picture of
should
him
not have
offering him a
called
smoke
Rogan's COVID
with the Seagram 7 in the shot.
Yep.
treatment a, quote, horse dewormer.
They're lying at your network about.
See, they're showing it on Fox News. They didn't show this part of the interview on CNN, which is hilarious because Joe Rogan kind of joked around about suing them, so that's probably why they didn't show it.
People taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine. Don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? Do you think that's a problem, that your news network lies? Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Let's bring in Media Buzz host Howie Kurtz. He's talking about ivermectin here, Howie, which does have a veterinary form. There's also a human form of it that is typically used to treat a couple of intestinal parasites, sometimes head lice, sometimes certain forms of rosacea. But Joe Rogan was taking the human form prescribed by his doctor, so he wasn't, as CNN claimed, taking a horse dewormer.
John, Joe Rogan, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know why they push that narrative when they could just say this doesn't work for COVID.
Yeah, it kind of sounds for me like if you put a Band-Aid on against a fever. That's like, yeah, that's both medicine, yeah, but it doesn't fit. So why didn't just say he took some weird medicine that's for something else? And it would have made him look the same as weird as if they said this, but they didn't lie.
I've made similar mistakes though. Like one time I was I was out of condoms. So I just
a sandwich bag.
No, I just took a Band-Aid and I put it over the pee hole.
Oh.
And I guess that's not a proper form of contraceptive.
I mean, it worked, right?
Well, either that or I'm infertile.
Eviscerated Sanjay Gupta in this interview. We could have played clips that went on for a very, very long time. And Dr. Gupta really had no response to the accusation again and again and again that his network was lying and saying that Rogan had taken horse dewormer. In fact, Gupta didn't use that term originally, and he deserves credit for getting into the ring for 3 flipping hours with Rogan, but he wound up battered and bloodied, and if it was a fight, they would have stopped it.
Right. Now, ivermectin has been met with some derision because people who can't get a prescription for the human form have been taking the veterinary form, in some cases with very detrimental results. The FDA even put out a paper saying, stay away from this stuff because it's not proven to be effective at COVID. And they derisively put out this tweet saying, quote, you are not a horse, you're not a cow. Seriously, y'all, stop it. But
I mean, if they're taking the horse and cow version of it, they should stop it because those are huge animals, and a human should not be taking that high of a dosage.
Using the drug
That's what I
ivermectin to
was
treat
thinking,
COVID-19 can be dangerous and even lethal. The FDA has not approved the drug for that purpose.
Are there it's not for COVID-19 and you shouldn't be taking are there documented instances of people taking the veterinary version of it?
Yeah, people because that's what they can get a hold of.
Yeah, they should not be doing that. Especially for a large animal.
Again,
for a cat or a dog,
that might
probably not great.
Yeah.
But you're gonna survive that. But if you eat any medication, that's what a horse is double the size of you, or triple, or fourth the weight, fourth time.
Yeah, the amount of dosage can be moved up and down for horse versus human. Obviously, it's if you really want to take this, you're gonna hopefully take it the most safe, smartest way. But I don't trust people who think this is the answer to be
to do this,
to do it the right way. If there is a right way, just to not do it the wrong way, the worst way, the overdose death way. And maybe, we have a superhero in 30 years as beloved as Spider-Man, and it was a superhero who chose to take ivermectin for his COVID, and it gave him a gigantic fucking horse cock, and he's horse cock man now. But we don't know if that's where this is all going to lead. If I worked for Marvel, of course I would make horse cock man.
I thought you were going with Worm Boy, but okay.
No, Horsecock Man. He took horse dewormer to cure his COVID-19, and overnight he had a cock fit for a mare. Or a stallion's.
That's not gonna end.
A stallion's wand. A stallion's wand. That's what I'm trying. I was gonna say sword. I mixed sword and wand together. I was like, a swand. What an idiot! I sound like an idiot. I sound like a freaking idiot.
You made it sound beautiful. It's a horse cock swan.
It's it's like a sword and a wand mixed together. It's a horse cock swand. Anyways.
It's magical.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good idea telling people that taking horse dewormer gives them huge cocks either. That's probably not a good info to put out there.
Oh my God. That mental image was stunning. I mean, that's why you guys come here 3 to 4 nights a week, right? You come here for my mental images of swans. This is my swan song.
Yeah.
Nasty, man. Livestock dosages are measured in milligrams, kilograms. Human dosages are in micrograms, not milligrams. That's a factor of 1,000. Oof. Yeah. That sounds dangerous. The views of Billy the Fridge do not necessarily represent those of any human alive ever. A half horse man, but the horse part has a screaming swan neck as a dick? Interesting.
The character comes together. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see if we can play any more of this.
You need art of that.
Play any more of this little tootie.
Human form that Rogan was taken, and there's plenty of prescriptions that are prescribed off-label, not just for COVID, but for dozens of other things as well. So why use a pejorative in describing what he was doing?
Well, Rogan's was prescribed by a doctor, and there's no secret why CNN pundits are mocking Joe Rogan for taking what they called horse dewormer, which is they don't like his politics, and they were using him as a punching bag. But to use that when...
I like how they don't like his politics, and here's Joe Rogan's politics. There really aren't any.
That's what he told.
He told Sanjay Gupta that he considers himself left wing.
Yeah, I think he is left wing. When I watch Joe Rogan, I don't see some right wing son of a bitch. I see somebody who's not falling for the
direct Democratic Party talking points.
I think it's because I think that all started because he was willing to have people on who were from the right.
Yes, and you
Steven
should
Crowder
be able
and
to
Ben
have those
Shapiro
conversations.
and Jordan Peterson.
You should be able to humanize your opposition. When you start to vilify the opposition, we have a problem. They're not villains. They're humans who unfortunately see the world in ways we don't agree with.
Isn't it?
The vaccine misinformation, people in our chat are hilarious. Someone just said more people have died this year than last year from COVID. I haven't verified that, but even if that's true, we have a new variant of it. They mutate.
Teenage Mutant Ninja COVID. Teenage Mutant Ninja COVID. Heroes in a half shell. Get your vax.
Somebody has gotten sick and has COVID-19, and then not to report that 5 days later he had a negative test, I think is really callous. I think it comes off that way. Sure, what the FDA says, what experts say should be part of the discussion, but very different situation when you're using it as a battering ram against a patient.
All right, well, we'll see where this goes. Howie Kurtz?
Everybody can't do this. He's got 200 million podcast listeners, and he was able to punch back against
Exactly. I should point out Sanjay Gupta is a good friend of mine. And going 3 hours with Joe Rogan is a tough thing to do.
Indeed.
But he did acknowledge that the network shouldn't have said that. Howie, good to talk to you. We'll see you on Sunday.
I went on Brian.
Oh, God, not Brian Kilmeade.
Stoned Yeti just asked if we saw the Charlie Kirk clip. Did you watch that? I sent it to you.
Charlie.
Did you see it?
I believe you did. I'm trying to remember.
It's cute. The Sigma variant? Oh, no. Should I do a vaccination rap? Like, do you really want the anti-vaxxers to win? I put out a fucking vaccination rap. It's gonna be cringe rap. It's gonna. there's like a 10% chance if I make a vax rap that it will be positive for vaccinations. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this fat guy had to get vaccinated because he's fat. He's got pre-existing condition. He's gonna die."
Here's William Shatner in space.
Now to that historic space flight. Jeff Bezos.
It is crazy, and I don't think, unless someone decides that they're going to take up some 90-year-old that's like slightly older than Shatner, I don't know if we're going to have an oldest person in space again for like that record being broken, and until this becomes more normalized when like regular people can afford to go into space. I don't see that happening anytime soon unless some rich like Elon Musk decides to break the record or whatever.
Blue Origin company blasting off at the oldest person ever to travel into space. Science fiction coming true for 90-year-old actor William Shatner, the Star Trek hero Captain Kirk, returning to Earth overcome with emotion, saying he was struck by the Earth's vulnerability. ABC's Gio Benitez there for the launch, later speaking with the planet's newest space travelers.
Tonight, history made. Star Trek's Captain Kirk, William Shatner, boldly going to the final frontier.
Oh my God, you had to do it.
And back.
William Shatner?
At 90 years old, becoming the oldest person ever to blast off into space. More than 5 decades after Star Trek began.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Today, traveling aboard Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin spacecraft, along with 2 paying customers and Blue Origin's VP Audrey Powell. The rocket traveling 66.
Generally, he was taking a dump in his pants.
He had trouble like getting up.
5 miles.
Imagine all that lack of gravity, and you still can't peel your fat ass up out of a chair. My guy, he's my people.
Shatner saying simply, "Wow." The
Wow.
crew experiencing 3 minutes of weightlessness before parachuting back down to Earth. The whole mission, just over 10 minutes.
There's Lex Luthor there to greet them.
Afterwards, Bezos...
So Bezos didn't go up this time?
No.
Latch. Shatner and the crew emerging.
To see the blue color.
10 minutes.
And now you're staring at
Who's this woman with Shatner? Is that Jerry Ryan?
No.
Are we having a Star Trek reunion?
Jerry Ryan's on the new Star Trek show.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The covering of blue, this sheet, this blanket, this comforter of blue that we have around
This
us.
comforter of blue.
Blue sky. And then suddenly you shoot through it all of a sudden as though you whip off a sheet off you when you're asleep, and you're looking into blackness, into black ugliness. And you look down, and there's the blue down there. and the black up there.
Shatner overcome.
What's he trying to say?
He's saying
this could be
he's saying,
interpreted very badly.
He's saying that Smurfs are the superior race. That's sick fuck.
I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary.
Kiss him! Kiss him! Kiss him! Pussy! Kiss him! On the
I hope
lips!
I never recover from this. I hope that I can maintain what I feel now.
Is he saying he hopes he just dies right there?
He said, if I died in your arms tonight, Bezos, it must have been something from space.
We'll lose it.
And right after, we were there with the crew. What made you so emotional up there?
The woman's name is Powers?
The absolute startling, unexpected difference between the darkness of space and the blue of Earth. Out there lies coldness.
They bleeped him. Did he say a slur? Did that fucking son of a bitch? Did he drop a slur? He got bleeped.
Past the mystery
What
of
the hell?
space, but right here lies sustenance of life, nurturing.
What do you think you're going to take back from this experience?
To see something of the difference of life and death.
The words from Captain Kirk right there. Gio Benitez joins us live near the launch site in Van Horn, Texas. So, Gio, what's next for Blue Origin here? How are they planning to top this?
Well, what Blue Origin?
Someone just said Shatner looks much younger than Brett Keane.
That's true.
It is true.
Shatner looks
and he's
about,
like more able-bodied.
Yeah, Shatner looks about Pimp Monk's age.
Yeah.
Has one more flight scheduled this year, more in 2022. But I've got to tell you, you mentioned that emotion there. It wasn't just Shatner. All of the crew members say
send Billy
that they
the
were
Fridge
crying
to
today and that they
space.
can't think of a better
Oh my God, he
ambassador
sends
for
me
the
to
future
space.
of
I just
humanity
crap
than
myself.
Captain Kirk.
I got two.
It was fun to watch.
Tootie
Thank
poops
you.
floating through the freaking air.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for
I
checking
should be
out.
the first person to shit themselves in space.
You're going to have to be naked.
I'm like, there's people who shit themselves in space, right? Like
I
astronauts
thought you meant
always.
so they could see the shit
I
float
would
around.
hope, yeah. I would hope there'd be a little. I wonder if anybody.
Just
and,
pull
like,
your ass out and just. And if you pee, it'll like go everywhere.
Do you think people have sex on the ship when they're up there?
No,
like,
because the whole thing is streamed live, from takeoff to landing.
They have to get naked at some point, don't they?
Well, these missions only last a matter of minutes, but there's the NASA spacecraft where they're up there for a few days.
I wonder if they ever get
have,
diarrhea
like,
up there. Like, what would happen?
They have a vacuum that they kind of shit and pee into.
Yeah. What if it slipped out or hit reverse or something
and just shot it all? Oh my God, that'd be terrible. Because things spread in the openness there.
My belly is full of not chocolate. Ew.
Just go
Interesting.
everywhere.
I would say I would hope that they don't make that with a reverse.
With a reverse?
Yeah. Why would they?
No, they have to have a reverse.
Why? Regular toilets don't have a reverse.
Yeah, space protocol. You have to have a reverse in case you hit a patch of space where things go differently.
Poop is the only way to stop the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
In case they get on your ship.
It could happen.
Because they bleed acid, but if you shoot poop at them...
I might be too tall for space travel. That's true. That's true.
Really?
I should be the first person to like eat Chipotle and rip a Chipotle fart in space that just resonates there with the zero gravity. You just be like, it's not going away.
Our air is contaminated.
Yeah,
it has nowhere to go.
Stays like a cloud around you.
You're definitely not too tall to go to space. They've sent taller people up into space.
I don't know
just
about
checked
that.
it. I do. Let's see.
Now to your health
with
tonight.
5'8".
New guidelines on aspirin affecting millions. After
Yeah, they used to say for people of a certain age to just take an aspirin every day, no matter what, to prevent heart disease.
years of recommending older adults take a daily low-dose aspirin to help prevent a first heart attack, stroke, and colorectal cancer. Tonight, an influential health advisory group is now saying the risk of bleeding may outweigh the benefits from that aspirin. So who should take it and who shouldn't? ABC's Ariel Reshef breaking this down for us.
This message was paid for by
Tonight,
Tylenol.
those new draft guidelines from a panel of experts recommending doctors stop prescribing daily aspirin for people over 60 to lower the risk of having a first heart attack and stroke.
They've shown that the risk of bleeding or gastrointestinal side effects outweigh the benefit of taking aspirin therapy at the current time.
This guy got a bunch of fucking toys behind him.
How much aspirin do you think they've sold as a result of this recommendation? I've seen Heart Health branded aspirin.
Of course, yeah.
That's just for that. It's not for anything else, really. It's
Yeah.
like low-dose aspirin.
Most of this stuff is only given to people because they make a profit off of it and sell it.
A lot of it, for sure.
Very few things that we buy are things we actually need.
Like Chipotle.
I need
That
sustenance.
updated guidance also reversing the recommendation to take baby aspirin to reduce the risk of colorectal cancer. For decades, aspirin has been prescribed as a blood thinner to reduce the chance of blood clots. But aspirin will still be recommended for patients who have already had a cardiac event.
So Ariel back with us tonight. And Ariel, let's drill down on this guidance one more time because I know it can...
The aspirin companies are shitting themselves. Like Bayer's probably like, can we start selling heroin again?
They should. Let's bring heroin back, Bayer.
Bring heroin back. Make America heroin again.
Make America addicts again.
Yeah.
Ma!
Poppy fields in Nebraska. I don't know what kind of climate poppies need to grow, but
Be whiplash for people at home, the changing guidance. For so long, we have heard about taking a daily aspirin to prevent a heart attack or stroke. But now they're saying if you're over
Jackpot says
60...
there's a transcript from an Apollo mission where he thinks John Glenn starts yelling at the crew because of a turd floating in the capsule.
Oh, damn.
We got to get our hands on that transcript. Oh, God.
Former Senator John Glenn.
Oh, my God. I got to read that. Oh, my God.
John Glenn was the oldest person to go up into space before Shatner did.
And you haven't had a cardiac event, even if you're at increased high risk.
I don't care about the rest of this. Check this out.
We're going to turn now to the story of a former Tesla elevator operator who's speaking out after the automaker was forced to pay him $137 million.
Now, when they say elevator operator, I think of the person like in the tuxedo that like their whole job is just push buttons on an elevator. They used to, back in the day, they used to have this weird control crank thingy.
Elevator.
But I don't know
operator.
I don't know if that's what they mean here, but maybe they did just hire an elevator operator for their office building.
Elevator.
He was repeatedly subjected to racist abuse at the company. Rebecca Jarvis has the story.
That's crazy.
We just want to be just treated and seen as equal human beings.
This morning, a former Tesla contract worker speaking out after a San Francisco federal court decided the electric car maker must pay him $137 million.
Congratulations, dude.
That's a come up right there.
Congratulations.
Over claims he suffered racist abuse at the company.
That's a lot.
Owen Diaz, who was hired through a staffing agency in 2015 as an elevator operator at Tesla's factory in Fremont, told the court he faced a hostile work environment where employees drew swastikas and racist graffiti on bathroom stalls, where coworkers told him to go back to Africa.
Did he prove this? Because this is crazy that he got judgment.
Okay. I didn't realize Tesla was so based. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is fucking horrible, dude. If he got $137 million awarded to him, this is crazy. This is
You
crazy.
have to have proof for this kind of stuff to happen,
Yeah.
too. You can't just claim that they said it.
And ethnic slurs were heard routinely. Diaz says nothing was done to stop it, quitting after roughly 1 year on the job and ultimately suing.
They decided not to follow through. They decided to kill investigations. You know, you can't keep treating workers like this.
Now, Tesla, whose founder and CEO is Elon Musk, ordered to pay Diaz $130 million in punitive damages and $7 million in emotional distress. An unprecedented...
Just the $7 million would have been the jackpot there.
What were the punitive damages?
130. I don't know, but that's so that's such a win over a company like
Tesla.
Yeah, could you imagine working at Tesla and not being paid enough to buy one of their cars? It's just, it sucks.
How much did that woman get for the coffee she spilt in her lap?
That was a lot, and she actually suffered life-threatening injuries from that. That was
They
reported.
burnt her old crotch up with coffee.
She almost died from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got less than that, right?
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, people dismiss that as like, look what they're suing for now. They'll sue for anything. All she did was pour coffee on herself, and the facts behind that case were like she was really injured, really bad. The coffee was way too hot.
They gave her $3 million in punitive damages.
That was a long time ago too. That was probably what, like late 90s?
Yeah, in the early 90s, 92.
Oh God, yeah.
92. She got $3 million.
And this is a racial discrimination lawsuit.
Yeah. This is
He was not like physically harmed. He was discriminated against, which is illegal, and he honestly, yeah, that's crazy to think.
Yeah, I want to see more about this. This is crazy. Like what they're doing to him and saying to him is like crazy. Like why would that ever be accepted? Why would that ever be like something that like was Tesla culture?
That's the weird part about it. It's not, and Tesla is like a new company. It's not like this company exists for like 140 years and they come out with like, yeah, there are like old ways and it's hard to get rid of them. No, this company is like 12 years old or something. So how could you let this happen? And again, how could you not follow up on this stuff? I mean, you will, in a factory like this, of course you will find one or two idiots that needs to draw a swastika on a bathroom. Of course there will be. But then you fire those people.
Get them out. The messed up part is that Nikola Tesla wasn't rich and didn't really get it that much credit for what he did until after he was already dead.
Yeah, because he was a shitlord.
Well, he worked for Thomas Edison a lot in the U.S., and that Thomas Edison got most of the credit and kind of like funded a lot of the stuff.
He hated fat people.
What?
Tesla hated fat people.
Oh,
and he,
okay.
And he had a relationship with a bird, a pigeon. He's a shitlord, bird fucker.
Good for him.
Nope, he deserved to die in
Racial
squalor.
discrimination cases.
A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They have to choose to take the abuse that these billion-dollar companies are putting out or feed their families.
In an internal email to employees
I'm glad
Monday
your family's
following the
eating now,
verdict,
dude.
posted on the company's website, Tesla's VP of People writing, although the facts they have of the case don't justify the verdict reached by the jury in San Francisco, we do recognize that in 2015 and 2016, we were not perfect. We're still not perfect, but we have come a long way from 5 years ago.
Hopefully it will make them change.
This woman is saying, look, $130 million is ridiculous, but we do recognize that we weren't perfect. That's crazy. That's crazy. She's like, this is way too much money to give to somebody for the fact that we weren't perfect. We've grown a lot in 5 years. Oh God, I want to see everything from this case.
Now that we lost $137 million, when a company has to pay this much, heads start to roll there too.
I mean, they're probably already rolling. They probably cut some of this off years ago. Probably not 5 years ago when this happened, or else they wouldn't be getting sued.
Right.
Probably took them until 2018, 2019. I'd love to see the timeline. I'd love to see more on this case. It's absolutely bad shit insane. We do have a goal we hit every week. If you guys want to help get to that goal, use the Streamlabs below. We have one more episode on Saturday. Tonight has been very quality content. All 3 episodes.
Yeah.
All 3 episodes were great.
Yes.
You should only get a year's worth of pay for discriminations. No.
Give us a like.
I'm tired of the rich elite being able to only pay a pittance. You should get a year's worth of Elon Musk's pay. Okay? Whoever the CEO of that company is, if they didn't deal with your fucking problem, you should get a year's worth of what they get paid if they're being negligent and allowing it at their company. Not a year's worth of what you would have got paid as a janitor.
So not sure how that works in the US, but here a lot of these fines and stuff like that are bound to your income.
Yeah.
So here, if I'm not allowed to drive, but let's say I would have a driver's license and I drive too fast, I pay for, let's say, $200. If somebody with a $20 million bank account drives too fast, he pays around $15K for the same thing.
That's way different here. There's literally crimes here that only exist for poor people because rich people can just throw money at them. And poor people have to pay. And they can't pay, so they get incarcerated. It's literally laws for the poor.
Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. But because I just thought about that, you said that with the salary, maybe that was something like that they looked at the company and the people behind it and said, okay, yes, $147 million sounds like a lot, but it has to be that much so it hurts these people that have so much money. All right, so
breakfast buffet.
To hell with that. Thank you for the down now. Ed Crikey says 130 million is ridiculous. And it sounds ridiculous, and then you realize Tesla, what they're worth, they're the company owned by the richest man in the world. He's worth almost $200 billion. 131 million is not even 1/1000th of that man's wealth.
It's not even coming out of his pocket anyway.
Exactly.
The company's paying
Exactly. But it's not even 1/1000th of his wealth. So we got to look at this as a situation where this is nothing to them, but it still has to be a reminder that they can't get away with this shit. It's an expensive lesson. I hope this guy uses this money to have the best fucking life ever.
Yeah, I think it totaled out $137 million.
Yeah, $130 million for punitive damages and $7 million for emotional distress.
Damn.
Could you imagine the emotional distress you'd go through for $7 million?
Just 7 alone, yeah.
Just $7 million of emotional. I don't know what it would take for me to earn $7 million from emotional distress, but I guarantee you my ass would be destroyed. I guarantee you it would have to have...
Your ass would be destroyed?
I have to have...
You do the butthole challenge?
No, I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, like, for me to have $7 million worth of emotional distress, it would come from my asshole getting destroyed. That's. I can't think of emotions.
You just don't have enough emotions.
That's true. I don't have emotions. I'm trying to think.
Destroy this man's asshole.
Don't.
Destroy it.
No. Don't destroy my asshole. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me to feel like
Destroy the fuck out of his asshole.
No. For me to feel emotionally destroyed, $7 million worth, it'd have to have something to do with like a goddamn small missile being shoved up my ass.
A small missile.
A small missile going right up my tuchus. And I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I'm sure I'd want $7 million after that emotional distress.
I love it when you bust out the Yiddish terms.
Oh, is
tuchus.
That tuchus?
Yeah.
Is Yiddish?
Yeah.
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
I think we use under the giant's thumb. No. No, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, maybe we did we get any new Streamlabs or no? I think we got like one. Maybe.
PMD2 said, how long until traditional medicines like fish tank cleaner make a comeback? No. Bebe Cheese says, please help Bebe start a tip train, everyone. Do it. Stoned Yeti says, have y'all watched Charlie Kirk say a dolphin fetus was a human fetus? I sent that to Ben, so maybe we'll watch it.
I have it.
Fixed Soul says, there's a lot of dick talk. Yeah.
Is there?
Well, it was when you left the room.
Oh.
And then that ties it all up. That ties it all up. Good times. Do it.
Well, okay, here's the Charlie Kirk thing.
Do you truly in your
heart?
Heart?
Yeah, I just noticed that.
truly believe that this is a human being? This,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt,
Yes.
this is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being.
Damn, dude.
Based and red.
You can't even tell what it is.
Yeah.
I might think, I can't see it that well, but it kind of looks like it might be a human fetus. So maybe I would have been fooled by it too. But I wouldn't guarantee that I knew what it was because it doesn't look like anything specific. It looks like some embryo.
This is a human.
Yeah, it's he pulls out the human fetus next and shows. It's a very short clip, but it's a funny moment. Like, you're not going to be able to tell the difference off first sight of human fetus because fetuses tend to start the same way.
Yeah,
and
especially mammal.
Turn into forms of what they're going to be a little later in the process. So it's a funny gotcha. It's cute, but obviously, Charlie Kirk was a fucking idiot before this. Don't make this be your be all end all that he's an idiot. There's far more proof previous to this, but it's funny. It's cute. Giant head, tiny face. Who shrunk this man's face?
Yeah, you can. You know what? Someone should Photoshop this and slide his face down really low, like to the bottom of his chin, and then put another face up above that and give him two faces.
He could
probably
fit two
them.
faces.
Yeah.
Or you could take this face and
You could make a
stretch
little-
it. You could stretch it to fill his face out correctly. I wouldn't mind seeing that. You could also,
Oh, God.
You could also have him move his hand up so it looks like he's holding a donut, and the donut surrounds his face, and his face peeks through the hole perfectly because he's got a tiny face that could peek through a donut hole.
That's cute.
Can you poke your head through a hole this big, Ben?
No.
I can.
Oh, good one. You fooled me.
Do you see what I did there?
You sure? Yeah.
I poked my head through a hole this big, Ben.
Is that Cobe screaming at the end?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
You sent this to me a few days ago, and I didn't get to watch it yet. Let's see.
What do you think is the #1 contributing factor to global warming? Agriculture? The fashion industry? Something else? I'll tell you a secret. It's the U.S. military. The U.S. military is the world's largest consumer of oil. It's the world's biggest polluter. Our armed forces create 750,000 tons of toxic waste every year. Depleted uranium, jet fuel, pesticides, lead, and other chemicals too. Do you think it's a coincidence that the military emissions are often overlooked by climate studies? The Kyoto Protocol!
Whoa!
That's why. There are actually very few things we can do that are as environmentally catastrophic as war. I think we all can see the irony that we fight these wars in order to get oil, but if we didn't fight these wars...
So I like it because I hate the TikTok dancing. So...
we wouldn't need the oil. Not as much. We're
Not
like
as
a
much.
snake eating its own tail.
Ooh.
There are 800 military bases around the world. Wait.
Yeah, we haven't fought a war against an actual country in a long time. Like, it's always been terrorist groups or whatever.
Yeah.
But what we would do is blow up their oil refineries first and then blow up their oil reserves, and then they wouldn't... Yeah, because, like, most military shit is petroleum-based, for sure. So I believe it. So this whole thing where it's like, oh, we got to cut down our usage. It's like, but we fund this giant war machine that uses, puts out way more carbon emissions than anybody, like any private citizen ever could. We just ignore that and let that go on as usual.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
There are 800 countries? There aren't. There's only 194.
There aren't.
I'm not a mathematician, but that sounds really excessive. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but the only way we're going to reduce climate change is less money to the Pentagon. We can't keep supporting the military machine. I know what you're going to say. Oh, but if we weren't the world's empire bully, then someone else would be. So it's better that it's us rather than, I don't know, China or Russia. But is it? That's basing your assumption on the fact that we have to have a world bully. Don't you think that the fact that we're racing towards our own extinction makes it crystal clear that maybe we don't have to, I don't know, fight each other all the time? There are plenty of ways to restructure society, like cooperating, collaborating, working together. I don't think our taxes should be going to where they're going.
Okay, it's a little busy now.
Not if we want to survive. The best thing we can do to support our troops is actually stop giving all this money to an endless war machine.
Okay.
To an endless war machine. Good times. If only the military-industrial complex responded well to interpretive dance. If only.
If only.
God. I saw that. I thought it was so cute and special. I wanted to share it with everybody. I was like, everybody, this is so cute and special. Let's watch it.
Yeah, but her solutions are a bit naive. So let's not do that. Let's just all work together. Yeah, because that worked so greatly the last 50,000 years we tried that.
Well, maybe if we used our bullying to bully people into working together.
That might work.
Dr. Zayas called her Guantanamo Bay. She is the Guantanamo Bay.
Here's King Cobra's G Fuel Demon.
What's up, YouTube? Got some of that Maiden's Blood G Fuel. Gonna drink a little bit of a little bit of this stuff right here.
That always ends well.
Oh snap! So Alex Campbell stopped by with some alcohol. We were just sitting there having a couple drinks and chilling out. And then my bonfire got deleted. So yes, I've been trying to sell t-shirts on the internet, and they're just not having it, YouTube. Fuck Bonfire, fuck Teespring, dude. So I'm not going to be selling t-shirts.
Oh, man. I feel bad for that. He should be able to sell t-shirts. People keep getting his shit banned. People are getting his shit banned. It's not fair.
Let him sell, especially if it's his original designs and then they put some work in there, and let those 3 people that want to buy a Cope shirt buy a Cope shirt.
For those of you that designed shirts for the Cobra Shirt Design Contest, I don't know where you sent them in. I haven't seen them yet. All proceeds of the Cobra Shirt Design Contest will go to King Cobra's alcohol fund.
Oh, he's stealing images? Oh, okay. I guess that they're just getting like copyrighted, but I doubt the people that actually own the images are reporting them. I think other people are probably reporting them.
Through Exhumed Visions, because this is bullshit. Every time I try to make a goddamn t-shirt store for myself, it gets deleted. I do appreciate the support from Exhumed Visions and all my fans, because the bonfire getting shut down is complete horseshit. But what do? All my t-shirt links are no longer working because both Bonfire and Teespring were just like, nah, cuz, we're not going to be making your shirts. You got a problem with that? Well, fuck you, Cobra, you piece of white bastard shit.
Whoa. Did they really call you a piece of white bastard shit? That's terribly unprofessional.
That's what they've been calling him.
Oh, my God.
Since day one.
The trolls were flagging all of my merchandise on Bonfire until it got taken down because they're insufferable.
If anyone's watching right now, just a quick reminder, we do a goal every week. We've met it every week for almost 3 years. At the end of this month, it'll be 3 years. And this is the second show of the week, so we still have a whole other show. But the Saturday people really come through, and we don't want to put too much pressure on him. So if you want to send a couple bucks our way, Link in the description. Streamlabs will read it out in a few moments here.
They're going to get me fired from every job I have. Just turn around and say, you need to get a job. It's like, oh, maybe I could maintain one if you just leave me the fuck alone. I'm still very persistent. I don't let that stuff.
Does he end up leaking where he actually works? No. Or do people like find him?
I don't know.
Stop me from making money.
Because there's videos of him. There's like those animated videos of him talking about working at Wendy's, so they probably found out.
It's not about making money. At the end of the day, it's about the fans. YouTube. I get famous enough on YouTube, I might get my own G Fuel flavor. We'll see, huh?
What would his flavor be?
Cobesberry Punch.
His flavor would be pheromone soap.
Tactical Berry Punch.
It's Tactical Berry Punch.
That staff, like I said, is...
he was going to sell it for $666. Now he's selling it for $420.
Oh, damn.
Still available.
No one wants your dead bug staff.
Someone might buy it for $420.
I don't know about that.
The bed, it's going to be put back up to $666. So if you want to buy that praying mantis staff at $420, I'd do it while you can, because the price is going to go back up as soon as the day's over.
If they're not buying it when it's low, why would they want... I don't know. Why would you change it?
It is what it is. I want to focus more on the music.
He's trying to catch people in a deal. Now, if he puts it back up to $666, when he lowers it to $187,
right,
he'll be like, this is a real steal.
When he lowers it to $60 because he wants a Domino's delivery.
Oh, my God.
Selling the tactical soap and the wands. Because that's what makes more money, folks. I'm overselling merchandise at this point. Just because I understand that people can't buy it because they're broke. I get it. But having it shut down at every turn that I have, it's like, fuck off with it, YouTube. You better not start crying on camera, boy. And it's like, you better not watch my videos, asshole. I was hoping to sell that praying mantis staff.
Nobody wants that shit. It's weird.
So I could get a wood lathe for lathing out chair legs. Those miniature lathes that do that would be great for making wands.
I think he is getting a lathe.
Yeah, he is.
Bunch of blocks of wood.
I know someone who got him one.
And carve them out like that, yeah? Charge a bit more for those, but not too much more.
Not too much
but
more.
I suspect no one's going to want to buy the praying mantis staff. That's all right. It's all right.
Make something else.
Does Etsy have an or best offer?
Hey, nobody wants it, so I'm going to raise the price. I warned people, did I not?
You warned them.
Now I'm going to get some more wand wood, and we'll carve out a couple smaller ones that are more affordable, of course. So, like, you know what I'm saying? The wands are only gonna get better when you purchase this glow-in-the-dark praying mantis crystal staff.
Oh, it glows?
Because I'll get my electric bill paid off, and I want to get a mini lathe and a shop vac. I don't really feel like going live, to be honest.
A shop vac? Oh, yeah, because he's getting a lathe.
So if you don't see me as much on YouTube,
he's going to end up, like, cutting his fingers off or something.
Then,
oh, God.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh, no. Shout out?
He's going to do it drunk or something. You know?
You donate a minimum of $1 to my PayPal, and I'll give you a shout out if you like.
$1 million?
I don't
or
need to be blackout drunk on
What's
YouTube,
he gonna do with $1?
making Asperger's of myself like this. Like, hold up.
PayPal's gonna get a fucking 60 cents of that $1. What's the point?
Souls can suck my autistic cock. What you did was that an accurate impression, or was that an accurate impression? Fuck off. Just kidding. I'm not passing out. That was
nice.
Me making
wow,
fun of
you
myself.
had me fooled.
For those of you who bought
Stemming us along nicely, Cobes.
The crystal staff, you're gonna get a handheld wand to go with it.
Ooh, he's throwing in freebies on the side.
Free of charge with your choice of colors. And I might even include an autographed t-shirt to go with it.
Ooh.
Take a shirt from my random shirt collection and just sign it, and then send it with the free wand on the side. Yes.
What if he
So it's a
signs
good
the
deal.
shirt that he has of
Yes.
mine?
When I get chicks who are way the fuck out of my league going, that goth dude smells good. Even if they're not fucking me, that's a confidence booster.
Yeah, if a chick's
Because
not
that's what's
fucking you, but she's sniffing you, that's better than her having sex with you. Yeah, if a girl just smells you and approves, that's way better than actually having sex with her. Like, she's going to disappoint you in bed. She's not going to be as good as she needs to be to sleep with the king. You know, that's obviously going to happen. They're all going to be letdowns to King Cobra JFS. He's better off just giving them a whiff and getting their sensual approval. That's all. Sixth Hydro in the pleb chat says, wow, Billy is so smart and sexy. I know. Thank you for pointing that out. Fan chat, you could learn something from the pleb chat. They're
fascinating. Yeah, it's just like he has so the way he talks about how his tactical soap works shows how absolutely no interaction with women he had any time in his life at any point.
Yeah.
Because newsflash, that's not how interactions with anybody work, especially not with women. It's like,
yeah.
And if you want to come up with a story, that's not gonna work like that.
Sticky said, girls saying, oh my God, what is that smell? Isn't a compliment. It's not like they're saying, oh my God, what the fuck is that smell? It's got to be tactical soap. They're commenting on him having a general stench, is what Sticky is saying. Hey, Dot Executables says Billy is so smart and sexy. Good job, Dot Executables. Nice to see the fan chat learning a little bit tonight. Randy Man says Billy is so mean in the pleb chat. Pleb chat losing its value. Buy stocks in the fan chat, y'all. They're going through the roof. Nope, never mind. Fan chat says Billy is sell fan chat. Go back to the pleb chat.
Yeah, Docking pulled a proper rock on you.
Good old King Cobes.
Tactical soap's all about. It's about gaining confidence with women. You want to smell like an alpha male?
Do you want to smell like an alpha male, Ben?
Yes.
That's my new conversation opener to random people.
Yeah, the last thing that I want from an alpha male is their smell. Give me their awesome bodies. Give me their chiseled chin. Give me their 20/20 vision. I assume alpha males have 20/20 vision.
Dude, you gotta shower up with tactical soap. Smirnoff is not a sponsor. That's just free advertisement. Now, if I built my dream house,
sure if they
I would
want to
try to
advertise.
talk my family into letting me adopt Sadie Doo as a therapy dog if I built my dream house. I swear to God, Sadie Doo is Chance reincarnated.
What?
Don't ask me how I know this. I know. I can't afford to take care of a dog. Even if I cut down on my drinking 100%,
You couldn't afford to take care
and
of a
only
praying
spent money
mantis.
on cigarettes and tobacco, and even if I quit drinking, I still couldn't afford a dog. Not gonna lie, I did give Obi nugs of weed when he was alive, and he loved eating weed.
When he was alive, huh?
Do not feed your animals nugs of weed.
No.
Yeah,
Do not.
please don't do that.
Yeah, they don't like it. It's not good for them.
I had a dog that used to knock over beers at parties and start lapping them up.
That's not really good either.
I didn't let him do it. He would just do it.
If you give your dogs cannabis, it has to be the female plant, the one that gets humans stoned. If it gets humans stoned, like actual weed, like indica, sativa, you know what I'm saying?
Joe Blow knows.
They don't know what getting stoned is. You can't like ask for their consent. You're just like you're getting them stoned, and then they don't know what's going on, and they get scared. It's bad for their livers too.
I will say this though: no matter whether you're putting your stock in pleb chat or fan chat, super chat and Streamlabs chat, is the ultimate.
Is
chat.
the best.
Top chat. Fight me if you disagree.
Whale chat.
Don't feed your dogs weed. Weed is not so good for dogs.
Yeah, don't give your animals drugs.
You
that
can't
aren't
give them
prescribed by
CBD
a
though.
vet.
There is CBD for pets. If you want to, if you got old doggies and you want them to have a little nice joint relief, give them some doggy CBD.
If it gets your ass stoned, it's gonna get your dog's ass stoned. So you can't actually give.
They don't want to get stoned. They don't know what it is.
Cannabis. I used to take some Jif creamy peanut butter and grind up.
He is not going to talk about putting peanut butter on his balls for the dog to eat with weed,
No,
is he?
he's not.
Okay.
Some cannabis.
It's coke stuff.
And make like a little Scooby snack out of it. And Obi would lick the peanut butter, and
Scooby Doo is not a real dog.
His eyes got all red, and he'd ooh. My dad was.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
Like,
yeah.
Well, hey, we got this brand new chair because I wanted to keep my old chair. My dad's like, we got this brand new chair, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want that chair. And then my dad said, but Obi and Chance used to lay in this chair and they loved it. Dude, that tugged at my heartstrings. I'm never getting rid of this goddamn chair. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I might have lost my temper and smacked my Cobra cane right here and put a little
Memories.
hole in it. Nah.
What
Just
was
another little
lost,
reminder
I
of, hey,
have
dipshits,
found thee.
you gotta work on your fucking temper.
You got to work on your temper, Cobes.
We'll pour a splash of the potato juice in there, yes. Pour a splash of that Russian water. Yes. In Soviet Russia, you don't drink vodka, vodka drink you. Okay, Cobra, calm down.
Joking along nicely, Cobes.
Yeah.
He just sneezed it out.
I knew my guy put a little too much vodka in there.
Yes. Burns like rubbing alcohol in your mouth, dude.
That's not a good
Now,
thing.
even when I saw the edit, someone stole my video, my chicken Alfredo cooking video, and boosted the audio so it wasn't all crappy. And then they took the best parts of the video, everything that was in the recipe. Like, he put this, and this. So here's every segment of him and everything he put in the pasta. And then they clipped it together, and you know what I'm saying?
You mean they made it good? Like they clipped it and like made it, they presented it as if it was a real cooking
He is
video?
explaining it as they have done him a favor.
But he's complaining.
I guess because they stole the video, right?
That's his problem. He can't, like, the people who make him more watchable, that's good for him.
Yes.
And like I watched it and I'm like, well, that just preserved my chicken Alfredo recipe on YouTube for centuries.
Yep.
Bitchin'. I posted it
So
on
he was thanking
Facebook.
them.
Okay. Because he normally complains about it.
Chef Boglin, even though they stole my video, it was a good edit of my favorite cooking video that
it's
I
not
did.
even, it's Evan. Evan, though, they stole my video.
Evan, how could you?
I thought he was referring to Evan.
No.
Yeah.
No. He was probably trying to write even, but he wrote Evan.
Are you saying Evan LaFavor stole Cobe's video and uploaded it under a YouTube channel titled Evan LaFlavor?
Yes.
I was like, yeah, even though they stole my video, psh, it's a good edit.
Yeah, you know, you should go into business with some of these people. Maybe like share the revenue of a cooking channel where they make your cooking videos look. They can't improve the way the food looks, but they could like edit it for the people that want to. Some people like to just watch people cook nasty things and eat them.
Some people think that his cooking is delicious.
Him.
Other
One
people
person.
do too.
I don't care, dude. You're gonna steal this video because I put the comment section on slow mode and you want clout from King Cobra's fame. So it's like, hey, if you want to rewatch the same goddamn video Cobra made without slow mode.
My guy is
You
drinking
want to see a
gasoline.
sick drink combo, a food hack, and donating to the PayPal is greatly appreciated because this doesn't come cheap.
Well,
does he mean
Smirnoff,
the booze?
Smirnoff definitely does come cheap, so he must be talking about his entertainment. He as an entertainer does not come cheap.
He's talking about himself, him.
Yeah.
His essence.
Get them cobras.
Maiden's blood and vodka, yes. Mr. Crowley.
Oh, now he's in a singing
Is he
mood.
singing the Pimp Monk?
Yeah.
Yep.
What? No. Why? Why?
Okay.
Yeah, that was so enjoyable to listen
You
to.
want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I just bust out one just to show off. Whoopsie daisy. So yeah, how about
Oh man.
them apples, YouTube? Moonspell and Mr. Crowley. It's a good remake.
He gets so trashed.
One of
Mr.
the
Crowley.
Best remakes next to Cradle of Filth's remake, to be honest.
Mr. Crowley.
Okay, Cobra.
I'm feeling the eye of the secret, and this can't be afterwards.
What is going on?
Mr. Crowley. And then drink it. Drink it. Drink G Fuel, not a sponsor. Drink it.
Drink it. Drink it.
Imagine Smirnoff would sponsor this.
This is amazing.
Drink it in, G Fuel Demon. Drink it in.
He's the G Fuel Demon.
Most excellence. The demons awake.
My precious.
My orange lips so red. This is from the.
I want to do streams like this.
Somebody's gonna clip that in 4 years from now when you're doing streams like this.
Shit, fuck. Excuse me, YouTube. Ooh. Let my inner demon out just for a bloody second. I let my inner demon, rock and roll demon, out for a second.
Put that rock and roll
Just
demon back in
jamming
your
out to
pants,
the music
Papa.
and feeling the vibes. And it's just like, oof, look out.
Rock and roll was the devil's music. They were right about that back in the 50s and 60s. The devil's music. And we just saw that happen. We just saw it.
Came alive.
Oh, watch where I'm throwing my chi. God damn.
Your chi?
When I had my hand like this, my cobra came with.
Oh, damn.
and
Did you guys see
slid
that?
Against the wall it was leaning on. You heard the noise. I'm just.
We never see all the supernatural shit that he causes to happen.
It was off camera, unfortunately.
So the force is getting
Yeah, it was just
strong
off
with
camera.
It's always, it just happens to be that way every time
What
it
if I
happens.
told you that the Force from Star Wars is very much real.
From Star Wars? No. Because Star Wars isn't real.
No, what if he told you it was, though?
He could say, like, the Force is real.
That's what he's saying.
But no, but he's saying the Force from Star Wars is real.
The Force from Star Wars is real. They made a movie exploiting it.
Oh,
called
like
Star
Chris
Wars.
Chan. It's real. There's like a
the Force from
dimensional
Star
merge.
Wars is real, but they exploited it in that movie Star Wars.
And that we can control our own destinies.
We can
And
control
we
our
can
own
learn
destinies.
To move things with our minds, and that magic and the Force are real. So it's like if Harry Potter and Star Wars were real.
Ah, yes, like if Harry Potter and Star Wars were
This
real.
is going towards some Chris Chan.
Coop car.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you
Cheers.
go full circle.
Got us up
man,
27% of the way.
I was getting sad.
Thank you, Coop.
And you saved us, Coop Car. That's our
Not bad.
wow. That's our associate producer.
Yeah, Star Wars is historical
Oh,
fact. It was a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Until Disney bought it. Disney fucked that all up.
Nah, the prequels were kind of shit anyways.
You know, the younger Star Wars fans that hate the newer movies like the prequels, though, like the EFAP guys.
Because they were raised on them.
Yes.
That's how Star Wars works. And now, with or without Disney making those shitty trilogy, they're doing good stuff on the Disney Plus TV shows. So let's see where that goes. Let's see where that goes. Rather than let J.J. Abrams play hot potato with the fucking movies.
That's what he did with the Star Trek movies, too. He started the new incarnation of Star Trek before he did Star Wars, and then he was like, here, Tokyo Drift director. I think it was Tokyo Drift that did the Star Trek movies after he left.
I don't know. EFAP likes the prequels, but they do not think they're good. There's a distinction.
That's kind of like how Raiders of the Lost, or what was it? The Temple of Doom is my favorite movie.
I was watching Mundane Matt stream the other night.
Yeah.
He was talking about how The Rock and Vin Diesel had their little fight, and he was like, The Rock's way overrated. He's way overpaid. And he goes, like, he's naming off all these movies The Rock did recently. He's like, see, this movie only made $200 million. This movie only made $300 million. He's not that big of a star. I'm like those are huge fucking numbers for little shit movies that nobody cares about. He's like, look at his movies that aren't franchise based. And I'm like, look at any movie that's not franchise based and see it making over $100 million. That's rare. He was really trying to argue. And then he had the audacity to tell me that the new Home Alone movie looks terrible when he doesn't realize the kid playing the main little kid in Home Alone was the little fat kid from Jojo Rabbit, and that kid is pure magic. He can do no wrong. This movie's probably going to be electrical and beautiful because of that little kid. He's so funny and cool. I don't know. I really got worked up watching that Mundane Matt live stream.
It wasn't so mundane after all, right?
Yeah. I got really wound up. I was like, Mundane Matt, how could you? How could you?
Mundane Matt, how could you?
That little kid. It's like the trailer for Home Alone, the new Home Alone. If you haven't watched it, it's great. I can't wait to watch that terrible movie. Just because that kid was so good in Jojo Rabbit, so good, so good.
How could you?
Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
Yes.
That kid was so good. The little fat kid was so good. He was so good.
What's that movie with the fat kid with the curly hair having like all the chocolate all over his face? Is that from Matilda or something like that?
Oh yeah, that's the Brucey from Bruce Bogtrotter.
That was you.
I played that role. Yeah.
That is you in that picture.
I played that role. That's me. Bruce Bogtrotter and the
Is that your
chocolate
real
cake.
name?
Yes. My real initials are BB. Oh, well, technically.
Oh my God, he's not fat anymore.
Yeah, of course not. None of these guys. You look at Chunk from the Goonies. He's not fat anymore. They're sellouts.
The kind of chunkiest Harry Potter kid. I think his name is Neville. He's like all muscular now.
Sellouts.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do a comedy tour where it's going to say, I'm going to bill it as Billy the Fridge, former child actor. And I'm just going to take
use
I'm going
that.
to take this picture. I'm going to take Chunk. I'm going to take all these pictures from movies that people know and put them on the little flyer with me. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to tell stories when I was on set of Matilda and on set of Goonies. I'm like, on set of Goonies, Josh Brolin used to bust the stinkiest farts and hold my head under a blanket until I couldn't breathe.
Can we do a fucking fake interview and we'll just put it in the thumbnail? It'll be like interview with Matilda and Goonies actor Billy the Fridge.
I don't know.
It'll interview as if you were both of those people.
I don't know if you could do it justice. You send me some questions.
Yeah.
And I'll agree if I believe that you.
All right.
If you have the questions,
should I just
with
send
integrity,
them to your agent?
Yes, send them to my agent. And if
right.
I believe that it's worth me coming out of retirement, former child actor Billy the Fridge, I'll come out and I'll answer them.
Okay.
I know it's true because I heard it from Billy the Fridge. Exactly.
That's how you know something's true.
Write
I
that
think.
one down in the frickin' record books. I wouldn't lead you astray. Hey, Ben.
What?
Have you ever been to a carnival where they give out live goldfish as a prize?
Yes.
Did you ever win one?
No. I never wanted the responsibility of keeping it alive.
Oh, trust me. They don't live that long.
I know.
They don't. They don't.
I don't really think it's a good. I don't. You know,
The real
it's dumb.
prize is crying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I got a fucking goldfish. I go home with a stupid goldfish. And then one day later, my goldfish is dead.
Yeah, they don't live long because they're kept in a plastic bag. That's not good.
Well, you're supposed to put them in like a plastic cup.
No, you're supposed to put them in a tank.
Yeah.
And that's how they stay alive.
Yeah,
But
my
when
parents, they didn't even fuck around. They're like, yeah, we'll put him in this jar.
Yeah.
And he'll live in the jar forever. I'm like, okay.
No.
And then he's dead because they were going to go
They
out
need,
and
like,
buy
a
a goddamn
filter,
fish tank
mostly.
for it. Yeah. They knew it was going to happen. Goddamn thing was, I think what happened was that they hotboxed it and gave it a little peanut butter weed nug.
Oh.
My parents were feeding my
Damn, those
fishy
fish were
peanut butter
high.
weed nugs, dude.
The Kraken won their first game against Onision's favorite pro hockey team,
What team is that?
the Nashville Predators.
Is that really their name?
Yeah, the Nashville
I don't think he's a
Predators.
big fan of them.
Oh. Wasn't he wearing like shoes that were Predators, like the type of shoe were the Predators, and
I
people
didn't
were
know
like,
that. I'm looking up the Kraken right now.
they haven't played at home yet. They're actually playing in Ohio. Their next game, they're playing against the.
They won 4-3.
Yeah, so they have an even record now: 1 win, 1 loss. They lost their first game.
Oh,
ever.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah, this is their second game. They
Good
lost the
job,
first one.
Kraken.
Yeah. I don't know when they'll have their first home game.
Oh. Did you see the opening animation, Ben?
For what?
For the Krakens?
No.
I don't know. I didn't see it either.
What? People are talking about it?
That's what Hawkeye Poots asked. If you'd seen the opening animation. He wore the Adidas Predators to the court with Daniel?
Yes. So don't you think he did that on purpose? That cannot be a coincidence.
But he might have. I don't know. I don't know if I would put it past him to do it either way. Like I think maybe he would have. Maybe they weren't actually Predators and people just put the Predators on because they were Adidas. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
It's funny.
I hope it was intentional. That's what I would hope.
I would hope.
Because it's a pretty clever joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. Good times. People are talking about my goldfish suffering. Come on, its life wasn't going to be good anyways. I wanted a Catholic church Halloween party.
Oh, no.
Just another atrocity committed by the Catholic Church.
Yeah, they're just giving fish away to these little kids. I heard that they give there's always like the goldfish, and then they give like the off-color goldfish to the kids they wanted to abuse. What? That story where the Catholic Church got outed for giving different color rosary beads to the kids that were more susceptible to abuse.
Okay.
And not telling. They were like the target kids, and the kids would walk around with a special color rosary bead.
I see.
And that was the way for the different frickin' patrons, or whatever you call them, the popey dudes.
Yeah.
Pope on a ropes.
The Pope on a rope.
Whatever the hell they're called.
It is not shocking that the Catholic Church has Halloween parties, actually. Halloween is All Hallows Eve. All Hallows means All Saints. It's the day before the Catholic holiday of All Saints, the Feast of All Saints. So they kind of took what already existed with Halloween before that, and they made it the eve of their saint feast day. And they used to encourage like dressing like saints and stuff like that, which is, I don't know, ridiculous.
Yeah, my cousins went to a Catholic private school.
Here it is. All Hallows and All Saints are 2 different days, and both get depending on the region you're living in, both get respected here. So yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, the Catholic Church stole most of their like religious holidays. You know, that's why there happens to be one near, you know, the solstice and the equinoxes and all of that.
I think that's the worst thing about the Catholic Church. They don't respect the
holiday
sanctity
grifter?
of other people's holidays.
No, that's the best thing about it. It's the only good thing about them. Because I live in a Catholic state, right? We have like a Catholic state order. And in
the
Switzerland,
people
you
who
have
guard
both.
the Pope are Swiss.
Are they Swiss Supermen?
They're Swiss Guard.
The Swiss
They
Guard.
dress like clowns.
Yeah, that comes from because in the Middle Ages, the Swiss were some of the best soldiers for hire.
Yeah,
so the Pope hired those soldiers, but they never changed uniforms.
Marie Antoinette was guarded by the Swiss too. When I was in Switzerland, I saw a monument to the French royalty's Swiss guards because they were all killed in the French Revolution. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have both. We have regions that have Swiss,
Here
that
they
have
Swiss Guard
Catholic
at the Vatican
holidays. Yeah, they just never changed their uniform or weaponry. They kind of missed the point that we developed. What's that? 400 years of new weaponry.
If you see these guys coming, though, it's gonna be something.
It's kind of like the guards at Buckingham Palace. They dress old school, but they've got guns and stuff. They've got modern weaponry hidden somewhere. They just have to dress like it was, you know, hundreds of years ago. I don't know why.
From cucking them palace.
Like, yeah, they look ridiculous too. I've been to the Vatican before. It is unreal that the Pope has his own country where he's basically the king.
Have you taken a tour there? We had like a private tour there, our private guide with all the other people, but just for us to. And the whole tour was basically, look at what we stole here. Oh, look at the cool stuff we stole here. You saw this cool stuff we stole? And it's like, what? And it's just like old Islamic plates and stuff like that. That's clearly not Christian in any way. It's like, yeah, we got that stuff. Yeah, we took it, and here it is to show. Yeah, we know who actually owns it, but we don't care.
I kind of felt that way when I went to the British Museum too, because it's all stuff from Egypt and China and stuff that's in London for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of
well, it's a very American idea to think that when you steal something from somebody that you have to give it back.
Yeah.
Right? Like land for centuries, millennia had been conquered and taken and claimed, and all of a sudden now we're colonizers?
They took a lot of land from the people who already lived here and didn't give it back.
Yeah.
They moved a lot of them into the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like a very new way of thinking, that you have to give something back when you've stolen it. At least when it comes to
hasn't
property.
been given back.
At least when it comes to property.
I don't think that's happening.
A lot of people, you know, they don't think you have to give back.
You know
what you've stolen.
The island of Manhattan, it got its name. It was a native name. There were people that lived there. They could give that back?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
But didn't they buy it for like?
No,
of
they didn't
course,
buy it.
ridiculous joke prices, of course.
No. They didn't buy it. First,
okay, I thought that.
First, the Dutch went there and took it over, and then eventually the English got it. New York was originally called New Amsterdam.
Old New York was once New Amsterdam.
And there's a place in the Netherlands called Haarlem. I didn't know because there's a place in New York.
Haarlem.
Yeah, there's a place in New York City called Haarlem too on Manhattan Island.
Yep.
So yeah, there's like similar names to both places. So there's like a Dutch root to it.
Solly Loon said Billy is in favor of stealing from native peoples. No.
Yeah.
I'm
wow.
saying
so disgusting.
I'm saying historically conquering people has been perfectly fine. And it's only recently that we've been looking back at this conquering as a bad thing.
Of course it's a ridiculous question because Manhattan, like, there's so many people that live there. They wouldn't like be like, all right, all these skyscrapers, you like ancestors of, you know, the few people that live here before, this is all yours now. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't like level it and make it wilderness again.
Or maybe they would. Who knows?
No.
Yeah, but if I would be one of those few people, I would be pissed if I could get a full city on an island and those fuckers give him.
Natural Amorosi says Billy's saying he's in favor of slavery. Get it right. I'm not saying that per se. Okay.
Billy the Fridge, proven racist once again.
I'm not saying I'm not racist because that would be racist. Okay. Saying you're not racist is racist. I've seen how the social justice works. I understand. I'm woke.
Are you?
Yes, I'm a social justice warrior.
You're a social injustice warrior.
I'm woke. White man demands his reparations from poor countries like Cuba. Give it back.
That's our call. Yeah, now you would have the problem if you, for example, like if your grandparents conquered the spot where you're living, and now you are born and you have to give it back. Yeah, well, you are still born there. And your parents were still born there. And as well as these people before were born there and didn't choose to be born there, guess what? You and your parents also didn't choose to be born there. So you kind of can only do that in the first generation. And that's kind of... So don't steal other people's stuff so we don't have to deal with that issue again. But yeah, that's kind of the big...
I think this is a good thing to think about. Land is not really owned by anybody. The majority of land gets taxed and taken away. The big government gets it. Berkshire Hathaway and other companies really own the majority of the land we're sitting on, and they dictate what goes. And the idea that my ancestors or your ancestors had anything to do with the massive corporate control over everything in this entire world is cute. It's cute to think that we really had anything to fucking do with this design. Maybe I'm wrong, though, because I have been before. At least once. I ordered the hot sauce at Chipotle. Too hot. That was the time I was wrong. No, I've been getting it lately. One time, though, it was too hot. But overall, not so bad.
I have a salsa that would wreck you.
I don't want to be wrecked. I don't like to be wrecked.
We used to do the hot sauce.
I didn't like it. The whole reason we did it was because we didn't like it.
Right.
Steb McHugg says, we're all survivors of Billy's intolerance, racism, misogyny, and bigotry. And I need you to know this,
Cancel
Stabby.
him.
I need you to know this, Stabby. You're not a survivor. You're allowed to live in my world. Okay? It's that simple. You're not a survivor. You're one of my minions. You live in the world of bigotry that I've created. When people talk about the white devil, what they're really doing is mispronouncing the wide evil. Because that's what I am. I'm the wide evil. I control America. I control the red, the white, and the blue. The red represented the jelly, the white represented the cream, and the blue represented the Smurf dicks that I had to suck to get here and own this land that I call America. Land of the free 99. You better pay your pittance right now. $3.99 to the Drunken Peasants via Streamlabs, or else I'll kick you out of my America.
Preach on.
I'll kick you out of my America.
Yes. Now is the time for Drunken Peasants exceptionalism.
Exceptionalism.
Quick, do a racism. That was so stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him.
We got him. Cancel Billy the Fridge. Cancel him.
You looked.
Wide power. So stupid.
It was a game that I used to play back in the day. You try to trick someone into making eye contact with it.
If you did this like below your waist or something, you did it where like we couldn't just be like, hey, look at this, you lose the game. You had to like do it off of their like viewpoint.
Right.
And
They're
they catch
looking
it
at
and they
something
see
else.
it. Yeah, they catch it, they see it, they're like, oh, you got me. I lost the game, dude. I lost the game. And now
and it meant okay.
Yeah, it also meant okay. John Cena used it.
With both hands. He can get in the ring and be like,
do.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I'm saying is, suck the Smurf dick of communism, or Gargamel's gonna send his cat after you.
Oh God.
Anybody here ever have a black and tan
beer?
Well, is it
Yeah.
just a beer?
Yeah.
Is it a mixture of ginger?
Let me see.
Is it like ginger beer mix or something?
It is, let's see. It is... pale ale.
Yeah.
And a dark beer like a stout.
Okay, that's
so it is
what
beer.
Is. Yeah. But it's a mixture. I knew it was a mixture.
It's also called a half and half.
Yeah. That's a black and tan right there. It's a nice little beer experience. If you guys are out and you're thirsty, go and order yourself a black and tan.
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, get yourself a nice mixed drink.
Celebrate Thirsty Thursday.
A blend of Guinness Stout and Pale Ale. A black and tan.
I'm so tired of IPA. You go to like a micro brew place in the States, which are very popular everywhere now. Most of the beer they normally have is IPA. It's like, how many different... they all taste the same to me.
They have a robust flavor, and that's what you're tasting, is the similar robust flavors.
It's like weed. It's almost like hop. Like it's so hoppy. I have drank IPA, and it made my...
IPA.
Yeah. It was like... It just... I don't know. It tastes like weed.
It's like German... Yeah, there's German... wheat beer that they
No,
sell.
it's not wheat beer. It's India Pale Ale.
Yeah, I don't like IPAs either.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, the German one is milky, right?
The night that I got super sick on my drive home and crapped in my car next to my cousin, I drank like 6 different types of IPAs, and it just messed my stomach up. I'd also had a whole bunch of other drinks and a bunch of mac and cheese. I had a mac and cheese situation. It just crap myself in the car ride home.
Yeah, the German wheat beer, it's like a Dunkelweiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ja, oder einfach Weissbier, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually like almost sweet.
Yeah. It tastes like a banana.
Whenever I hear Dunkelweiss, I think of American Idol Season 1 co-host Brian Dunkelman.
That means like dark Man.
He was Brian Dunkelman, and who's the other guy that everybody knows?
Yeah. In Starkman.
There's the Ryan Seacrest. It was Ryan Seacrest and Brian Dunkelman, and they did not bring back Brian Dunkelman past season 1 of American Idol. I want you guys to remember that Ryan Seacrest wasn't the only one. Okay, never forget Dunkelman.
Oh yeah, but that's the dark. That's the dark one. They also have a light version of it. There's like
the food
wheat.
pairings. Did it say banana cream pie goes well?
Well, I've had this style of beer before, and it does kind of have like a banana flavor.
It goes well with roasted chicken, Gouda, and banana cream pie.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
This is
mixture,
craftbeer.com. This literally,
I just did a search.
This literally tells you if you're drinking a beer, what it's good to pair with.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm not surprised that exists.
Weird. Weird.
All the possibilities.
I'm going to go buy a rare beer and then go to this website and find the pairing. I'm going to do reviews of the beer
Let's
pairings.
do it.
I can't do it because I'm on keto.
Oh, damn. Me too, actually, right now.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Booty butt gang.
Yep. So I think we're going to wrap it up in a moment here.
Wrap it up.
Did
if
we
you
have
don't have a
any
condom, use a Band-Aid, guys. Don't do it.
If you guys want to send in any more Streamlabs, we're going to go through them now, and then we're going to...
Yeah, we don't really have any. We haven't gone
There's
through.
none?
Joe Blow said, "Whoa, Billy is not wearing any pants right tonight." Nice. Yeah, I know. I keep it free. We
Free
are
ballin'.
wild and young. Free balling. And then to hell with that said a few toward the breakfast buffet. Coop Car gave that big love. Thank y'all for the donuts tonight. I celebrate my love for you.
He's looking at himself right now. I just want to remind
I am.
everybody. That's why that's happening.
You're beautiful. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
You're my favorite Bill. If you don't look at yourself in the mirror and sing beautiful songs to yourself, are you really a healthy human being?
Yes.
Most likely, yes. Yep.
Self-love is the best kind of love. That's all I'm going to say.
Is that narcissism?
No, that's...
Didn't the narcissist fall in love with himself because he saw his reflection?
Look. Some of us got it like that. Some of us are just narcissus levels of beautiful. Can't help it.
Okay. All right. We are going to sign off for the night.
Flo, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, thanks for having me as always. Was great times. And of course, yeah, if you want to get a toad, get on chaintoads.com with a C at the end and get yourself a toad. Claim some rewards if other people mint toads. That's great, so you can get your AVEX back. And our partner, Tiny Dragons, will release, I think, next week. And we will be coming soon after that, so you can battle your toads for some even more crypto.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all crypto here, and yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, we will see all of you again on Saturday.
Before we go, because
Yes.
I know I'm going to clean my screen before next episode, there's like a little booger or something on my computer screen, and it's right over the O in the youtube.com address, so it looks like youtube.com.
Oh.
I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Great. Thanks for letting us know.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.